candidates.
We move now from things making a lot of money to things losing a lot of money. At 7 minutes past the top of the hour, there is new reporting
This has to be a
morning
DNC story.
on the dire financial situation for the Democratic National Committee. Now less than 100 days until the midterm elections. The New York Times reports the Democratic Party is so short on cash that leaders are asking vendors not to send bills until after the midterm
That's
elections. The paper spoke to 3 people briefed on the move who called it a bookkeeping maneuver. The paper highlights a cash disparity between the two parties, noting that President Trump controls a $400 million super PAC. The Republican National Committee is sitting on nearly $130 million, while the DNC is $2 million in debt.
Yeah.
The news outlet Notice also has new reporting on the DNC putting its physical headquarters up for collateral last year in order to obtain a $15 million line of credit
this is just
to
so
help
pathetic.
invest in off-year elections.
This is so pathetic.
The paper also reports that in a peak of frustration earlier this month, Martin threw his phone at the desk of a junior aide while upbraiding the person. The phone tossing incident resulted in a formal complaint to the DNC's HR department.
Ooh, 911. I would like to report a dead body. Smash the like button if you enjoyed hearing that news. I find it ironic how once USAID got dissolved and Tim Walz's stolen Somali welfare money ran out, the Democrat Party is so broke, they're mortgaging their own headquarters just to stay afloat. It's almost as if the Democrat Party's astroturfed anti-American agenda was completely propped up on fraudulent.
When Democrats should be doing better than ever. When Democrats should be doing.
Humiliates him for the party's dysfunction. Take a look.
When Democrats should be doing better than ever. Ken Martin is mortgaging the DNC to be able to pay bills. I'll say that again. You have a DNC head that is mortgaging the building so he can take out a loan. And when he's not doing that, the New York Times reports that he's going full, and you never go full Les Grossman, but he's gone full Les Grossman, throwing the phone at the desk of 3 or 4 months ago. I was asking people, why does this guy still have a job? I don't know Ken Martin. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. I'd like to play Parcheesi with him sometime.
No.
But if you're in debt, while the Republicans have almost $200 million, you got to go. Why is this guy still in his job? Will Democrats once again snatch defeat from the jaws of victory?
It's almost as if building a voter base around illegal aliens.
Well, one of the things is that Asian lady who used to do all their big donors quit and became a Republican.
Unemployed communists and welfare dependents is a horrible fundraising strategy. I mean, the communists want to overthrow the government, the illegal aliens no habla inglés, and the welfare dependents want the government to give them money, not the other way around. The Democrat Party can't raise any money because they are deeply unpopular. No matter how much they try, somehow I think they're going to do the opposite.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your exact address in just seconds. Imagine pulling.
Been seeing it in the primary season. Socialists winning Democratic primaries, candidates from the far left. And look at this here. Among Democrats, this is that Fox poll, a majority have a favorable view of socialism. Step outside the Democratic Party, it's a totally different world. Look at independence, socialism, deeply unpopular there.
Now, there's 2 ways to interpret that number, and the first way is it obviously benefits Republicans. Socialism is deeply unpopular, and people are going to side with the party that actually represents American values. The other way to gives the autopsy.
The people you mentioned, the names you mentioned, AOC, Bernie, the Squad, Omar, these are people who even 10 or 15 years ago but would have been relegated to the outer extreme fringes of the Democrat Party. They're now the center of the party. They're the heart of the party. They're the soul of the party. So the Democrats have become a party of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies. But you can't laugh it off because it's deadly serious. Wow. When you give these people power, everything you know and love in this world falls apart. You have chaos, corruption, decay, violence, poverty.
A party of freaks, losers, weirdos,
I like
and
this little guy. He's
crazies.
pretty good.
Well said. The Democrat Party establishment is so incompetent and so useless. Despite being insanely unpopular, they let the socialists completely hijack their party. And if you didn't see my last,
the party overall. This is
the extreme move to the left is the disease that ultimately killed their party.
and this is just the party overall. This isn't the congressional leadership. This is the party. The party. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible brand. Terrible. I want to almost get my Charles Barkley. Terrible, terrible. I can't even do a Charles Barkley. But the bottom line is it's absolutely terrible. Now, what is the reasons? Why is the Democratic brand so terrible? Well, one reason why the Democratic brand is so terrible at this point in the voters' minds is take a look at this trend line. Voters saying that Democrats are too liberal. In 1996, it was 42%. In 2013, it was 58%. Now, the clear majority of Americans believe, and the clear majority of voters say that the Democratic Party is too liberal. 57%, they think that the Democratic Party is out of the mainstream, out of the frame, I dare say. My God, this is a massive, massive problem.
Surprise, surprise. The average person doesn't want men and women's sports. They don't want their children reading about blowjobs and strap-on dildos in school. They don't want infinity third world invader during ice raids.
I believe the most relevant ballot referenda question around receiving reparations for communities that experience that hardship, and whether that was on the west side of Chicago with a Black man being placed in an illegal
Bullshit, dude. You just want free money.
Long guns being stuck into the faces of women and children, zip tied and thrown in vehicles, kidnapped, shot at. I mean, police officers, tear gas, right? And so the updated policy in the spirit of my executive order, there's stronger alignment to create a pathway for accountability.
I mean, what an obvious and rational and sensible position to hold. I'm surprised I didn't come to that conclusion myself. We owe even more money to the people who violated our laws, broke into our country, destabilized our society, and drained our coffers. But somehow that's not as bad as Tim Walz throwing a tantrum because an illegal alien who raped a 10-year-old got deported.
In this case, I would state this, that I can find no reason how Minnesota will be safer or better if Mr. Vang is deported to a country he has not been to since he was a child.
Fox 9 reports Vang's victim wrote a letter to the board forgiving him, and they say that was a key factor in their move to pardon Vang.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't let Democrats gaslight you into believing they support deporting the worst of the worst. Because in Tim Walz's case, he actually pardoned the worst of the worst, hoping it would protect him from deportation. And when the worst of the worst got deported anyway, Tim Walz failed to acknowledge how that would make society safer. It's all a ploy to make you think they're being somewhat reasonable because it's too politically
Yes. Anyway, welcome everyone to the chat. What y'all up to tonight? Oh, wait, what happened? Why I'm not seeing my beautiful face? Ah, there it is. How is everybody doing? Sean is off tonight. He's got a hot date. I don't know what the hell Jay's doing. You never know. Jay's a little strange sometimes. So no, that's most interesting stuff. I mean, because you keep seeing these polls saying the Democrats are 8 points ahead and this ahead and that ahead. And then when you see that, you're thinking, man, somebody's lying. They're bankrupt. Yeah, they're bankrupt. No, from what we just listened to, it'll be a miracle that they don't lose more seats. Yeah. Well, see, this is something that's always bothered me. You hear these people talk about these polls, and they're like, well, yeah, they're this points ahead, this points ahead. Well, the approval rating for the Democratic Party right now is somewhere between 17 and 21%. Even you take Trump's lowest approval rating, which is 36, that's still double what the Democratic Party is. Dollars. It was unheard of how cheap it was when he ran against Hillary. Yeah, Hillary ran. I think she spent about $700 or $800 million. Yeah, they spent $1 billion. Not just that, they had infomercials running on late night television for Barack Obama in both elections. Yeah, long ones too. It was a good, hey, it worked. Got him elected twice. Didn't get in the House. I mean, His first 2 years, he had the House and the Senate. And then his next 2 years, he had just the Senate. And his next 4 years, he didn't have anything but the presidency. Yeah. The country said, well, you know what? We're going to let you be president, but we ain't going to let you have any power. I was like, oh, man, come on. What's going on here? Nah. Actually, Gene, most of my black friends get offended when you say Barack Obama's the first black president. That pisses them off. Yeah. Not all of them. Some of them are like, yeah, damn right he was. Oh, hey, Kara. Hey, I didn't even see y'all. I didn't have the text on. No, sometimes they get really pissed about it because it's a thing for them. Everybody's got their spots. The guy did good stats, and the young guy who put this together, he does. I've seen quite a few of his videos over the years, and he does pretty good. Well, first off, he's a black man who's a Republican. There's getting to be more and more of them lately, but still, it's a thing. It's a thing, man. It's a thing. It's like that thing Heidi sees when she goes outside at night. That thing. Christopher, what are you talking about? Oh no, I live on the Gulf Coast. No, literally, I live on the Gulf Coast. If I walk out my door, I'd step in the water. I'm not kidding you. If I walk out my door and walk just 25 feet, I'm in the water. Yeah. You can't. I tell this to people all the time. For where I live, you can't get any further south than what I am. Yeah, you'd be in the water. It's just how it is. No, it's the we were talking about this earlier. So I've been giving the climate change people a hard time because they keep saying we got to do this, we got to straighten out this, we got to fix this. Oh shit! Whoa! Let's just calm down now. When I bought this house 14 years ago, the first winter, we had 16 and 18-inch icicles hanging on me like this. I had never seen an icicle that long in the south of my entire life. I've seen them up north, but never down south. So I was like, wow. Last year, we got almost 2 foot of real snow that stayed around for about a week. Our last 2 summers, we have set records for lows in May, June, and July. So we're actually 5 or 6 degrees cooler. We're having cooler winters and cooler summers. We don't want nothing to change, people. Screw you. It also helps keep the hurricanes out. Yes. Look, you Yankees up north, that's your problem. Burn, baby, burn is all I can say. You shouldn't have done all that damn polluting in the first place. The worst polluters in the world are, you mean in our country? New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Baltimore, DC. Probably much in that order, too. Well, see, Miami's different because Miami has breezes that washes both ways because of where it's located. Yeah, it's not really polluted there. Most of the southern places, you're not going to find much pollution. Unless it happens to be an oil area, you're not going to really find anything in real pollution. The places you have to worry about in the south is if there's a plant. Probably within a couple miles of that plant, you should be worried. Well, that sucks. It's well, like today it was 92 today. Usually, this is August 1st. Usually it's 99 degrees outside with 100% humidity, and this time of day it's freaking raining its ass off. No, it's not. I was underneath my house earlier. Today was nice breeze coming on. It felt nice and cool. I could have sat out there and just chill. Yeah. Yes, I like this climate change stuff. I feel for the rest of y'all, but it's like the guy, you remember Al Gore and we're going to all starve to death. All the food's going to go away, people. I mean, shit, we're going to die. It's going to be hell on earth. First off, carbon makes plants do what? Get lusher, bigger, greener, and grow faster and healthier. Yes. So, and you know what's going on our planet, which they don't like talking about? The deserts are starting to green again. Yes, because the planet's getting lusher. It's getting wetter. It's getting warmer. Not everywhere, though. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's still hot as shit down here. I mean, it feels like outside right now is 101, 103. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. On the coast, it's not as bad because if there's a breeze going, you don't notice as much because you get the breeze coming off the ocean, so the water cools it down. So I think the water temperature right now is around 85, probably about 88 degrees. And so the air coming off the water is cooler than the air that's circulating around you. So when that air from the Gulf hits you, you instantly feel cooler. And it's usually a decent sized little breeze, 15, 20 miles an hour. Yeah, so it's got a little push to it. It's nice. Well, that's why so many Southerners install fans outside. Well, depending where you live in the deep South, my friends, it can get horrible really fast. I mean, really, it can get really horrible really fast. So if you live inland, say 50 miles, what happens there, especially if there's a lot of woods around, is there's not much air circulation, so the sun just beats down on everything. And it gets really, 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 really hot. Same thing in the winter. It gets really, really, really cold. It's much colder and much hotter. On the coast, at least for the first 8 or 10 miles on the coast, you've got mixed airflow coming in. So it makes things different. Plus, you get, cumulus nimbus time of this year that also creates more airflow. And you get a good rain every once in a while, which cleanses the air around you and drops the ambient temperatures down. Let me let's see. Let's see. What the hell? What did I do with it? I just had it open in front of me. What is this? We'll have to play this in a second. Let's see. Ow, 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 ow. Damn. I hate when them audios come on blasting like that. Okay, let's go see what we got here. This guy looks a little weird. We're going to put him on stage with us. He looks a little weird, man. Look at him. He's kind of freaky. Bill Maher announces a switch of political bombshell. Oh, come on. Give me a break.
The Democrats have a serious 2028 problem. If you lose Bill Maher, you lose the base of the party. And that is what they are currently doing right now. I'm going to play this clip for you in just a second. If you're new here, Bill Maher. Anyway, here you go. Here's the clip.
I told JD Vance you're open. Your vote is up for grabs.
Yes, my vote is in play because it can't be Trump running. Mm-hmm. So I'm not living in communist America. I mean, I know that the talking point is that, well, it's not communism, it's socialism. Okay, I've read the quotes from the DSA platform, from their own mouths. Don't tell me I'm not seeing what I am seeing. And DSA, again, they say things like, takeover of key industries, government. That's communism. There is a definition.
By the way, Trump's doing that too.
Of course. Yes.
And to a degree that we haven't seen any other president do.
That's crazy too.
He's got a piece of intel, and
right?
A piece of the AI company.
He treats everything like it's a real estate deal, or I don't know. He's an agent or something. He always wants 10 or 15%.
So you want to see Democrats win in the midterms?
Absolutely, and they will, because it will still be a referendum on Trump. So I think the Democrats will do very well in the midterms. 2028 is a different story because by then, this wing of the party, this new wing with all the energy, and it's not just a few people anymore. Every day I read about a new person in some Colorado and Wisconsin, somebody who is saying some variation of not defund the police, abolish the police, no prisons, no police. Like, what world do they think we could possibly live in under these conditions? It's just a level of nutty that I'm so glad that whenever it was, I was like, no, I'm not going along because this is where it ends.
Could you see yourself voting for JD Vance?
Yes. If this is the Democratic side, yes.
That is astounding. That is astounding. My entire lifetime, Bill Maher has been the nutty liberal. So what happened, right? Did Bill Maher change, or did the Democratic Party change out from under him? I'm about to play you a clip. This is a real clip from a DSA spokesperson, right? That's like
put up on the screen a few of the things that are
insane. Here you go. Here's the clip.
So we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform. And I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
The fact that someone like this is even serving our government is
program,
something
yeah.
we should think
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is lunacy. Firstly, from a political perspective, obviously none of this could ever happen. But why would you think this would be palatable to any voter anywhere, right? End all prisons? Where are you going to put the crazy, evil people? Like, I know that's like kind of a simplistic argument, but where are you going to put them? You're going to let them out on the streets? The reality is, right, and conservatives acknowledge this, liberals don't. The world is not perfect. There are evil, sick, demented, crazy people in this world, right? We don't like that, but we acknowledge that existence. Liberals can't, right? These leftists, these insane leftists can't. And when you lose Bill Maher, you are in deep trouble. But it gets even worse. And remember, this is now what the Democratic Party has become. It's not that they're like going down that road. They are there, and they are going down even further in a hurry. This next clip is probably the most shocking of all. These DSA types are fundamentally just anti-American, right? It's actually pretty simple. They do not want America to be the dominant power in the world. And I think actually, if I phrase that to them, do you want America to be the dominant power in the world? They would say no. And here's a very easy example of this, right? That's not hyperbole. That's not exaggeration. Have a look for yourself.
And, you know, we have a unique responsibility to act from the heart of empire, the belly of the beast. The most important thing that we can do is take that empire down from within.
Our role ultimately is to facilitate our own empire's failure in ways that we can, ultimately to overthrow our own empire.
U.S. imperialism is not a thing that can be reformed away. It has to be overthrown through revolutionary struggle.
And to build a mass movement that can use the leverage of workers to hit the kill switch on American imperialism here within the American empire.
These are the Democrats now. By the way, Joe Biden wasn't this bad. Obama wasn't this bad. Obama actually did put money into the military and did endeavor, at least, to keep America at the forefront of the world, right, in terms of being a world power. Now, he did many things that I think are evil and disagreed with, but at least in that respect, he did care enough about America, at least to keep us strong in the world. These new spat of Democrats, right? Your Graham Plattners, your AOCs, your, the squad, right? These kind of people, your Zoran Mamdanis. They want to make America weak for its own sake. They don't want to make America weak to then do some other policy. No, they think making America weak in and of itself is a good idea, which is absolutely insane, but is their legitimate policy position. That's their legitimate policy position. And these people are revolutionary communists and revolutionary socialists when their figurehead, right, essentially Hassan Piker, is giving this speech. Here you go. Have a look. By the way, this isn't a Mao Zedong costume. Here you go. Have a look.
No more to Trumpism, but no more to the Democrats who compromise, who conciliate, and who betray us. No more to the fascist reactionaries, but no more to the Democrats who will collaborate and cooperate with the fascists, who will fund ICE, who will fund Israel, who will help poison the planet, who will stiff workers and help bosses. We don't need those Democrats anymore. In fact, we have a message. We are coming. We are unbossed, we're unbought, we're unbound, and we will become undeniable.
Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, they're coming for you. Your time is done. Your time as this moderate party, we just want to give out. No. That's all done. That's finished. That's over. That's done. That's not coming back ever again. That's done. That's over. Now we have American-hating communists, right? Jew-hating communists in the Democratic Party as a serious political faction. Their political ideology is centered around destroying America and her allies from within. That is historic. We have never had a situation like this before. And that is only... Thank you so much for watching the video.
Actually, that's not true. We've actually had that before. That's why originally they had the law about communism in the United States. After World War II, it was a big worry that communists would infiltrate our government. And here we are, and they seem to be trying. Anyway, welcome to the chat, everybody. No, I don't know what's up. Well, our government is got issues. There's no doubt about that. But I don't want to live under any other government. And you can tell these are spoiled, rotten little children. Yeah, these are nobodies. These are children. Yeah, they don't know what the hell they're talking about because they've never lived anything else. Yeah, so the rule is, at least in the old days, like with the baby boomers and even X-Geners, they would go off and maybe go work overseas or get out with a foreign legion or something and actually see the world so they have an understanding of what was going on. These kids get their information off of TikTok. What the hell? A bunch of uneducated idiots, and we're letting them in the country. No, they just simply should ban them from politics. No, there's a couple of things that should go on. One, you shouldn't be allowed to be serving American politics if you're not born in the country. And it really should be at least 2 generations worth of being born in the country, because you can't just assimilate. I got a lot of friends that are first and second generation Americans, and they don't need to serve in politics. They still got a lot of old ways stuck in their head. It takes time for that to get out. Yeah. No, they got a lot of old world stuff, and even their kids do. At least half. So the grandkids would probably be the first generation that would be willing to serve as Americans, not as wherever they originally came from. And that's an easy one. That doesn't even take rocket science to figure that out. That's an easy thing, and it's an easy thing to institute. Well, no, we're going to always let immigrants into our country because no. The country is not founded on immigrants. That's bullshit. The immigrants came later. The country was founded on explorers and military and conquering. That's not. Yeah, no. I don't know. People always say that. Oh, we may be a country of immigrants, but immigrants isn't what founded our country. It's like when AOC said that it was because of blacks we had democracy. I'm thinking, chicken, what kind of drugs are you on? I was thinking Benjamin Franklin is pretty white. Thomas Jefferson is a pretty white boy. Well, yeah, Washington is a pretty white boy. But my problem with this is how does she get to serve in Congress if she's that ignorant? So, postmen have to take a civil service exam to serve. So politicians should too, but it's not just a civil service exam. They should have to be able to pass the civil service exam and know all the amendments of the Constitution and the basic Constitution. So, because how can you defend something if you don't actually know what the fuck is in it? I've listened to these people, just different politicians talk about gun laws. They don't even understand what the gun laws are. They don't even understand what it actually says. We're fighting about owning individual guns, but that's not even what this is about. It's about the right to form a militia. That's what it actually says in the Second Amendment. The citizens are supposed to be able to have the same weapons as the military. So originally they called them militias, and the militias were state militias, and then they became the National Guard, and the governor took over. They got militarized. But that's not what they were supposed to be. They're supposed to be just state-run militias. Because the whole point of having this country is that we can defend it from within if our government goes apeshit. That's how it's supposed to be. It was designed to be that way, and it works. Trying to hold America even from Americans would be a tough thing to do. Now, I wouldn't want to be on the other end of whatever was blowing up. Jeremy's I think they were in what the hell? What was it? Chattanooga, Tennessee is where they were, yeah. When they went up there because there was supposedly a sighting that went on Thursday, and then it repeated itself Friday, right at dusk on Friday. So they got the phone call. So last I heard, I got off air around 1 a.m. They were already in Tennessee. Well, from down here, Memphis is only, I think, 5 hours. I'd have to look up Chattanooga, but it's probably not more than 6 or 7. We'll see what they come back with. Yeah. There's been a lot of weird stuff flying around the sky, but this always has been. I always tell people I'm more interested in the stuff that was flying around in the sky anywhere from 1000 AD all the way back to 0 BC. I've always been more interested in that, mainly because there was nothing flying in the skies, nothing. There was no hot air balloons, there was no airplanes, just birds. That was it, just birds. And the biggest bird flying around was a condor. But other than that, just birds. So when you hear people giving description of these things flying around in the sky and these different civilizations talking about these things that approach them, and these other civilizations talking about, well, how we got to be where we are today. Well, so the Mesopotamians have a story that they came here and created us with their DNA and something else. No, they created us to be a dumb slave race. That's what they created us to be. We just, somewhere along the line, the Nemos, the reptilians, decided, well, you know what? I feel for them stupid humans. Let's go have sex with them and their new children will be sentient. I guess they knew maybe we would get upset and overthrow the Anunnaki. Well, the point being is Anunnaki had really advanced technology, but I don't think there was that many of them here. A few thousand, maybe a few hundred. There may have been a lot more when they first started out, but well, because you hear him mention the word rebel Anunnaki a couple of times. Or the phrase. Well, in one of the descriptions, it says they used rebel Anunnaki DNA to create the slave race, yes. And then somewhere along the line, and the Sumerians talk about this, the reptilians came down and interbred with the breeding stock. It was like if a wolf bred with your sheep. And they went from to let me chomp you and you know what's off. You mean my favorite ufologist? Oh, that's a tough question. All the ones I like are dead. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I like Ted Phillips. He's still around. I don't know what he's doing, but he's still around. Dennis Baldfazer I like too. He might still be around, but everybody else is dead. Yeah, Stan Freeman's gone. Yeah, there was a lot of good. There was I don't know why they did that. There was a lot of good ufologists out there. There was a lot of good ones. No, because we're going to be playing some clips because it looks like I'm by myself, so we're going to be playing some clips. No, if I knew I was going to be by myself, I'd have done a different kind of show. I got some really cool stuff over there we could talk about, but that's not what we're doing. Mesopotamia is interesting. Well, they always say that Sumeria is the cradle of life, but it might be Mesopotamia, and some people think it was Egypt. Well, because there's a thing called the Zero Dynasty in Egypt, which they think it was actually before the Sumerians. But regardless, it does seem like now that we keep finding these ancient cities all over the place that are way older than Sumeria or Egypt, it makes you wonder. Yes, it does. It makes you wonder about it. Well, because when you listen to the Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, you get the sense, okay, this is the start. And then here we're coming forward. And then all of a sudden we found a city 10,000 years older than theirs. And we're like, well, wait a minute. How can you fucking be the start when there's a city back here 10,000 years before you? There is something that links all these ancient cities they've been finding. They all seem to be coastal cities or were coastal cities. Well, we've talked about the Great Flood. So the flood thing is weird. The Noah's flood thing is actually an impossibility. It's because there's a lot going on here. Let's I guess we'll start in one place. So we're going to go back about 100,000 years. The planet's mostly covered in ice. There's a section on both sides of the equator, big area, big circle area over the Pacific that's nice and ice free. And all the shoreline around there is also ice free. And that's where these cities are, right there, and on the Indian and Atlantic Oceans in these certain areas, they were ice free. So it was like there was a little path you could travel around the world in, but it wasn't the oceans like we understand the oceans today. Now, if you go back in time, remember there was less ice on the planet back then. We accumulate ice every year. We accumulate water every year, actually. And the problem here is to go back to a city that was sunk under 2,000 feet of water. You've got to go way back in history. Way, way back. Not 10,000, not 15,000. Way back. 200, 300,000 years. So it just doesn't work right. And you're thinking, well, what the hell? So, because, we assumed that the ice melted, the water rose, and those cities went under because of that. It wasn't enough. So got to thinking about this. We know that Mars was a planet that was inhabited at one time, had water, had air, had everything. And we're pretty sure there was a fifth planet between Mars and Jupiter that was also in the same thing. Whatever happened, whatever caused that fifth planet to explode, we may inherited one of its oceans. Yes, because when it blew up, it went into space. Remember, not all that water would have been disintegrated or pushed out. Some of it would have just, when the planet fractured, some of that water would have just been pushed out as a big chunk bubble of water floating around in space. It might have pushed right into the path of Earth. And that would make sense. Because when you listen at the fossil record, it sounds like there was a slosh. And what I mean by that, so you can find on Mount Everett, you can find fossils way up. On the tallest of mountains in America, you can find fossils way up. But the mountains in between these two high points, the fossil is much, much lower than these two. So it was like the water was shallow here and high on both ends. Well, the only way that can happen, because it's a bowl, is if the water's moving up. So it sloshed up and probably went over and stayed there, and then went back down. And it came back on the other side and did the same thing. And then eventually it all sloshed in place in the middle and filled what are now today's oceans. It's much more plausible than anything I've heard yet in science. And it explains how these cities got covered the way they did. And they would all got covered at the same time because the event would have happened at the same time. And that's why these cities all date to the same age group. This couldn't have been something that just melted and all these cities went under, because they would have known way ahead of time. They would have started moving inland, and there would have been signs of that. There is no signs of that. They're just dead civilizations, which suggests there was another type of event. Yes, well, they're cool theories. Jay and I have talked about it before, yeah. Because it explains how we got this much water on a planet that quickly. It's the only thing that explains how the floods would have worked for Noah. 40 days and 40. You could have melted everything on the planet, and the water just wouldn't have been that deep. Not according to where they think the water levels were now. It would have took much more than melting the ice caps to flood the planet. Even today, you could melt every ice cap on a planet. It's not going to cover the whole planet in water. Florida will get about 3 feet more water. Some other places will too, but it's not what you think. It's not going to be 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 feet of water. So, and this is what people don't understand. So more than half the ice in the Arctic is in the water already. So it's already displaced the water. Oh, hey, old man.
Boom.
You missed some good stuff, dude.
Oh man.
You missed
I don't
some
know.
good
We were
stuff.
playing games. We had some pretty good stuff going on over here too.
No, these were some really good clips. These were actually these were new poll surveys that were up that, man. So did you know the Democrats are bankrupt?
What? No, when?
Yeah, $2 million in the hole. So much so that the guy who runs it put the building up for collateral, their headquarters. That's what I said too. I was like, get the hell out of here.
So they
man.
spent their life savings on wokeness, and now they're going ass up.
And we played the clip where Bill Maher said, hey, yeah, I'd vote for JD Vance.
I would too.
So the problem for them is that you can't have Bill Maher going around saying he'd vote for JD Vance. I mean, he's like a mainline midstream.
He's the main staunch
vocal
point for the Democrats, but But when we've been listening to him, he's been changing his rhetoric the last few weeks. He's really pissed off. So is Carville or Corville, whatever, that old 81-year-old dude.
Because they don't want him going communist. They're like, what the fuck is going? Because they all know what's going to happen here. Is they might even get lucky and win the midterms. He said, in the end, what's going to happen is it's going to fracture the party, and we're going to split. And we're not going to have any more power. The Republicans will just take over. He said, as it is, we're not. He says, as it stands right now, there's no way we're winning in 2028. And he said, I'm really thinking we're not going to be winning in 2032 either.
No.
He said, because he said, we're going to have to face JD Vance and Marco Rubio. And he said,
and it's probably going to be, my prediction, I'm still sticking with it, is going to be Vance, and then Rubio.
It might be. It's but they may do it the other way
around. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it might be the other way around because I think Rubio is older than Vance.
Right now,
younger.
though, I was watching the news the last few days. Vance is trending higher than Rubio as far as presidential.
Well, that all depends on polls.
And we still haven't had the midterms yet, so I mean that could change.
Well, no, so this is what the real difference for Rubio and Vance is. First off, Rubio's getting all the Hispanic vote, and a lot of Democrats said they would vote for Markio. They won't vote for Vance because he's too religious, but they will vote for Rubio.
He may not get the solid 100% Hispanic vote. He will get 100% of the Cubano vote, but some of the Latinos will swing the other directions. But he'll get most of it. He'll get a lot of it. He really will.
Yeah, he'll get 80 or 90% of it. It'll be a win for him.
I guarantee you they're right behind him.
They've already got signs. They already got signs up for him in Little Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cuba, I'm talking about the ones here.
Little Cuba is here in Miami. It's called Little Cuba, and it's inside Miami.
Right.
Yeah, so they got signs of him inside Miami already of Rubio.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay. So he's already campaigning.
They're campaigning for him, but and that's you know what? And the bad part is neither one of them get to decide.
I understand Rubio is like 5-6 different departments he's in charge of right now.
See, that's they said, and they said that's what's going to be the difference when they get on stage to debate. Rubio is going to really have the deeper background than Vance is, and Vance
is going to have the interior infrastructure knowledge. Vance is going to have the external political knowledge because he's been dealing with a lot of stuff overseas. So has Rubio too. Don't get me wrong, but I think what it seems to me, Trump is grooming Rubio to be the office manager.
I don't know what he's doing. He likes him.
He's teaching him all the key office jobs. He's not teaching him the key overseas jobs like the ambassador.
Oh no! Rubio handled Vance didn't handle the deal with Iran. Rubio did. He was in charge. They all
did. They got
no. So this is the way this works. So Vance and what's his face, the guy Steve, they went over. Rubio runs roughshod over both of them. They answer to him, even though Vance is VP. He answers to Markio. This is Trump's deal with Markio. And he said this on TV more than once. Markio is in charge of Iran. He's in charge of Cuba. He's in charge of Venezuela. He said it's his headaches. And he said Venezuela's doing better. He put this all squarely on Rubio. So that's why I said when Rubio comes up to bat in 2028, he's going to have all of this behind him. Economy looks like it's going to straighten out nicely. Looks like these countries are going to fall in line nicely, except for Iran. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Vance. Plus, Vance has said stuff like, aliens are demonic possession and stuff. So that doesn't bode well. And, Democrats don't like anything religious to start off with. So that doesn't help him any. And
I think that's the one key. If I could talk to the whole Republican Party, that's the one key constructive criticism I'd give every single one of them. You have religion? Great. Does it work for you? Great. Doesn't work for the whole country. Keep it to your freaking self. Don't say
no. They don't have to keep it. No, because this is
podium. It's not a religious thing.
You forget, Jay. We came to America for the right to speak freely about our religion. That's one of the key reasons we have
freely to practice our religion, not to speak freely about it.
You got to be able to speak freely about your religion and practice it. How people are going to find out if you don't talk about it? Talking about your religion is fine. You can say, okay, I'm a Christian.
On that same token of the coin, I have my right to not hear.
You do, right? And you just do this.
And turn the station, which I do freely and gladly.
I do too, actually. And I don't mind you coming and say, I'm a Christian on this, that. I can deal with that part. don't preach to me. Don't tell me what you think is right and
I
wrong.
mean, I
I'm
need
gonna have
Jesus in
issue
my
with it.
life either. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
need that.
I don't need
Hey,
I don't
Kara.
need you to tell me that. I had a daddy and a mom. They told me what was right and wrong. Oh no, the Lord, no.
Probably know more about Jesus' actual life than most priests do.
No, I think his name was Lennon, the first guy I played. No, he's great. He's a little black guy. He's really cool. He does, but all he was doing was commenting on all the different polls. So, Henry's poll, the guy from CNN's poll, has the Democrats at negative 24%. They all have them in bankruptcy mode, and then they were talking about how grossly unpopular the party is. So everybody's all saying the same thing. How could they be ahead if they're that grossly unpopular?
Well, we were talking about this the other night. I said it's akin to that, the kidnapping syndrome. Is it Helsinki syndrome? I think it is.
That's what it is.
I think it's that. We were talking about why would any self-respecting black person, African American, well, not just okay. Let's break it down to more those who are relatives of the slave population from this country's, slave era. Why would any of them vote for a Democrat? Why would any of them be a Democrat? And some of them are staunch Democrats. They won't give up. Some of them have seen the light. Some of them are Republican, and they're looking at each other like, "What are you thinking?" And I don't get it. If my race were for decades, 100 years, 80 years at least, suppressed by the Democratic Party, I would definitely be Republican, Libertarian, or anything other than a Democrat.
It's anybody.
I don't understand it. It's the weirdest phenomenon, dude.
Chris, no, this is the one you won from earlier, right here. Yeah, this one right here. You see it? That's the one you got. Yeah. Anyway, but that's
platform.
So anyway, that was from the other one. So no, he asked me if I replay this. I'm not gonna replay the whole thing, dude.
Yeah, no, this lady's a genius. Oh my god.
So we're just gonna play a little bit. Wait, let's get out of this guy.
Her solution for everything is absolutely.
So
15%.
So you want to see Democrats win in the midterms?
Absolutely, and they will defund the police.
That is astounding.
Where's she?
That is astounding.
Yeah, dude. Shut up.
True. Okay, replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
I mean, really and truly, when you listen to people like that, you think of that's when they should be sent to live in a country like Venezuela or Iran. I think because people need to understand what the hell they're talking about. I mean, you want to destroy a country when you've never lived anywhere else.
But they want to take away our self-defense programs, the Pentagon. What group? Is it the Republicans? Is it the Democrats? Which one goes after the gun grabs most of the time? Usually it's Democrats, yes?
Yeah, because the Democrats want control.
It's just it's a gun grab in a different sheepskin under, freedom and love and peace and kindness for everybody. Well, I'm sorry, but that just is bullshit. That's how anarchy, that's an anarchistic government. That's how that works. No law, everything's okay until you get caught. And that's just gonna. I mean, if you don't want World War III to start, don't let these people get in power, because we will definitely 100% World War III will spark off within moments of them taking control and turning off the Pentagon and our police and our ways to defend ourselves through ICE and other.
See, my problem with all that is I don't think that would happen, frankly, because I think our military would take over at that point.
I think sane Democratic and Republican gun owners would take over the country and say, no, you are not. I mean, that's akin to turning the country into communism. Akin to turning us into a communist country.
But it pretty much is. I mean, just let me get this off the screen.
The other things you didn't play on there, they want to take away all privately owned businesses and make them government run. All privately owned homes.
They want to do all of that.
Owned and run. No, you're not taking my. Okay, if the government wants to come over here and run the electric and all to my house and the power and update everything, they can hand me $250,000 and I'll let them do it. And that's what my house is worth on Zillow right now.
Say, here you go. Give me my money and I'm out of here.
Yeah. No, I get to live here as a tenant. Yeah. Ain't buying
That's
my
kind of
house
like
and
a
kicking me out. Bullshit.
That's kind of like a reverse mortgage, man.
Because in that system, though, it wouldn't work that way anyway, Joe. They would come in, they would take my estimated $250,000 valued home, and I would get bupkis. And if they did give me a place to live, it would be probably 1/3 the square footage. And in an apartment building 20 stories up.
They'd be like, yeah, here you go, man. You're old. You're going to die. Get up here.
Yeah, they would put me in hospice. Probably Sean and you as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, man. Look,
Yeah, I would fight tooth and nail against that. I got this great new beef horn.
Ouch.
It's my new battle cry, man. Come and get my guns out of my hand. You're gonna pry them out when I'm dead, but otherwise, I'm fighting for this land.
Say, ouch, man. Ouch. Jackie. No, so you've seen the polls. We had the Henry guy on it. He was talking about how bad, that's the problem. Everybody's like, well, Democrats are going to win the midterms. They're going to win big. They're up by 8 points. But then when you see all this other stuff, one, they ain't got no money. How are they going to fund it? So they asked their creditors not to build until after the midterm. And by then they'll have double or triple the amount of money they owe everybody. I don't know how many of their creditors are going to do that. They may find themselves in bankruptcy court and losing their main headquarters. Really, what they just need to do is they need to just hand the Democrat Party over to the crazy lefty liberals and form their own centrist party and hope that some of the Republicans come over. Or else it ain't going to be pretty. They're headed for the end of their party is what they're headed for. And I don't know if there is a way out for them. I mean, so there'll be, what are there? 3 socialists already serving in Congress, and looks like 3 or more might win. So that's going to be 6 of them.
Actually, I think the number is more like there's 11 possible positions going to DSA extreme libtards. But I think only right now 5 are pretty much guaranteed to get it. 3 are already there. 2 more are coming. But I think there's another 5.
Well, I don't know. I know there was a couple. Chance. I know there was a couple
that were out there.
Well, no, there was a couple that were going to win the Democratic side, but they weren't going to beat the Republican. So they're not going to actually get to serve.
But still, though, on the DSA side, there's really, as I said, somewhere on the order, like somewhere between 5 and 11 that are in the running, but it's a lot more than you'd think.
It is, but that's what I'm saying, though. Thank God they have to run against Republicans because they're going to lose against them. No, just the only place that they're going to win is in deep, deep blue, like San Francisco, Los Angeles, Baltimore, New York.
4 or 5 cities in Pennsylvania, a couple cities in New York. But those cities we've seen in previous elections, Pennsylvania has 72 counties. 5 or 6, maybe 8 counties went blue in one of the elections, and Trump lost. 5, 6, 7, 8 counties control these sometimes largely purple to blue states. California being one of them particularly.
California is such a joke.
Well, thank God their bid for redistricting was kiboshed by both the whoever got the chance to kibosh it.
Something else.
It was going to be all blue. Same with Virginia. It was going to be all blue. One little county for red.
So that's something they were talking about too. So everybody's talking about how easy it's going to be for them. The guy was showing how many seats are going to change because of the you can't do a district because of color. He said the Democrats aren't going to just win 12; they got to win 77 seats. In order to have a complete win, they got to win 77. Just to take over, they got to win 55 seats, not 12, 55 seats. Those are all seats that are going to be up for grabs because of their gerrymandering. See, that's one of them things. It's like when they when they changed the way that you voted in the Senate. It helped the Democrats at the time, but now it's biting them in the ass, and it's bitten them in the ass several times.
But that's why they want to get rid of the filibuster.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody. But that's the thing. There's just no real push to get rid of it.
Think about that tactic, that strategy. The tool that they invoked, the Democrats invoked the filibuster back when 100 years ago or something, however long ago it was. But they invoked it to help them maintain and keep control of the Congress, which they have off and on. Mostly, they're like the Yankees. You know, the Yankees of baseball have won the most pennant championships, and they have also lost on the same, which means they've been to the championship game more times than anybody else. Same with the Democrats. They've held power within the at least within the Congress building more times and longer time than the Republicans. And then if you watch any sports, you know, the longer you control and maintain the, you know, possession of the ball or the scoring device, the more likely it is you're going to win the game. And that's what's been going on with the Democrats. They've been winning the game for so very long. And now the tools they've put in to affect their winning and staying on top is biting them in the ass, and they're trying to turn that shit off. Because it's not fair because it works against them. It's their fucking rule.
It is their rule.
I mean,
but right now they want to filibuster. So because without it, they wouldn't have any chances in the Senate.
But over the past few months, last couple year or two, they've both sides, Republican and Democrat, you know, they want one side always wanted to put the kibosh on it when it was being at a disadvantage to them. Right now, it is working in the favor of the Republicans, so they're not saying shit about it. At the same token, some of the Democrats, they're seeing it as it's hurting some of their polls, so they want to cut it. They want to turn it back off again. So it's one of those.
Oh no, the Democrats don't want to turn it back off. No, yeah, but they don't want to turn it off without a Cory Booker. No. Without it, Cory Booker couldn't have tied up the Senate for 24 hours.
Right.
Kept that vote from happening. Now they're not ready to give it up. They are. No. They were.
No, I'm just saying they're talking about it. They had.
So it's always the same way
on both sides.
Yeah, but it's always the same way. Whichever party has control, the other party wants to keep the filibuster.
Yeah.
So the Republicans. So yeah, because Republicans want to get rid of it, you know, because that way the Democrats can't use it against them.
Well,
the next time when the Republicans don't have it,
most of the time. Democrats, like we said, only want to get rid of it when it works against them, which is what it does most of the time right now.
And then, you know, and then there's always been an argument about the simple majority, because most bills you have to have 60 to pass a bill, but there are the simple majority. What do they call them? Reconciliation bills that can pass with 51.
Yeah. So but those are more like infrastructure bills, like, you know, funding departments and things. Correct? Yeah. Things that have to be done.
I thought that, but every now and then I see shit on there that I'm wondering about.
Shouldn't be that it doesn't qualify under the rule book.
So you gotta.
That's not a shocker either.
Yeah, that doesn't. But what's that, Christopher? No, the 60. They did that so it's more than just one party. They did that so you'd have to have some other member of the party, because usually the Senate's pretty split. It's almost always, you know, within 2 or 3 votes of each other. Well, no, if the Democrats keep going lefty crazy, they'll start losing seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll start losing seats.
They're already in a deficit for seats in that room now, and if they keep their antics up, they're going to continue to lose those. That's power. Each seat is a voice, it's a power, it's a vote.
Yeah, well, nobody wants. So, that's the other poll we put up. So, inside of the Democratic Party right now, socialism is acceptable in like 46% of the party. So they asked independents, what about socialism? Only 17% even said it was okay. 85, which was off on the poll, said they were completely against it, which didn't make any sense because that was too high of a percentage.
Yeah.
And then, and of course, Republicans were like 90%. No, So it's only the socialist liberals that want that. Nobody else wants it. Well, John, the Democrats in trouble. They're going to have to form a centralist party. They're going to have to get rid of these people. They got to disown these people. What they really just need to do is kick them out their party.
Well, but I think also they keep on saying things like, "This is what the American people want." Is it, or is it what you want? Because there's that one the Mickey Mouse lady in Michigan or whatever, the one with the Mickey Mouse voice. Oh, God, she's so annoying. But she's like that. She's like, we're gonna stick it to them, you know, because that's what we're like. We're gonna stick it to them. We're gonna make them, you know, eat this shit and enjoy it. You know, that's not how government and politics work, lady.
Yeah, but that's
do shit that you want to do. Just
But
because you're
that's
trying
what
to run for
Democrats
office.
are now. Democrats want to be cruel and vicious, and they want to be dictators. They want to be what they're always calling Trump. That's what the Democrats want to be now.
That's all I got from that Minnie Mouse lady. I mean, she's saying, "This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this one, and we're gonna do it with a little bit of this."
The
and a little bit of that,
problem
and we're gonna
was
stick it to 'em."
is they
No, you're
got
not. You're gonna lose.
they got used to having power under Barack. They had they had it for 8 years. They had a lot of power, and then they had more power under Joe Biden, and they did all kind of crooked, stupid shit. And now they got busted for a lot of it.
You're still trying to do it.
Yeah, but a lot of them are like, no, fuck this. We're in deep shit. Actually, Jimmy,
Can't find me earbuds. Kitty cat must have knocked it off. Darn kitties.
wait, where's it at? Where's it at? I don't know what I did with it. Maybe it's on, you know what? It might be on Facebook. Let's go on Facebook and look. We put shit all over the place, Chris. Yeah, I'm bad about storing stuff. What is this?
Oh yeah. We are constantly terrible at losing things.
Okay, that's Jay and I. Okay. Hey, look, who's that? That's Hector. Hey, Hector, what's up, bro? What you doing, man? Yeah, Don, what's up, bro? That's
Don,
that
you see
section.
Don Yaz is in the room?
No, it's on the page. I'm going by. They just posted on our page a few minutes ago. Let's see. What is this? Liberal court stuns with ruling and hands Trump major immigration win. Oh, wait, what is this? Now I'm going to have to go look and see what this is. What are they giving? Anytime the liberal court sides with Trump, it scares me. I'm thinking maybe we should start ducking. There might be nuclear bombs flying or shit. Fox, Gene, I wouldn't trust Fox polls as much as you used to. They've got a lot of, so we polled Fox. Their liberal audience has grown. Yeah. Actually, I think a lot of the liberals know they go over there and take polls now. Yeah, because some of their polling numbers, the numbers are impossible because, all right, let's say that you say Trump has a 35% approval rating. Okay. So that means 65% of the country is against him. So, or 65 of the electorate is. Well, when you poll Republicans, 89% of Republicans still back Trump. So that's the people who voted for him. That's the 75 million. So there's no way the poll can really be below about 50%. Yeah. Because that's all that's left that voted for him. And a lot of independents still like him. And I guarantee you, even some Democrats, I've actually heard Democrats call in the radio shows in New York and say they've liked him. So when you see a poll like that, especially if it's like a CNN, NBC, ABC, ISOP, Yahoo, Google, Gallup, or Reuters poll, you can bet when you see that 34% presidential rating, that means 34% of Democrats like him because it was a liberal poll. There's no, CNN's only got 500,000 viewers per show, and that's when they're good shows. And you can bet your ass none of them are Republicans or independents. They're all liberal. So any poll you get from there is simply going to be a liberal view. Same thing with MSN Now. Difference is MSN Now, those are just probably crazy liberals over there. They're not even getting Democrats. You're just getting crazy liberals. NBC is probably 90% Democrats. So is ABC and CBS. Reuters definitely is. NPR definitely is. NPR even admitted they're 90% of their audience are liberals. So
well, isn't NPR also defunded? They're not currently being actively funded by the government too either, correct?
I don't know. I thought they were, but I thought some judge told them they had to pay them.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ask Google.
Hey, Google, is NPR and PBS, are they currently being funded by the U.S. government?
NPR and PBS are not currently receiving federal funding. While they historically received support through the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, that funding was eliminated by Congress in 2025. Although a federal judge recently ruled that the initial executive order used to cut this funding was unconstitutional, the court's decision did not overturn the separate legislation passed by Congress that finalized the end of those federal appropriations.
So no,
yeah. He told them
not getting a penny. Well, I mean, they still have donations coming in, I'm sure, but it's not.
That's probably not near enough. Well, he told them though. He said, if you're going to go all liberal, and he told them just be equal, hire some conservatives, put some conservative shows on. They refused. That's why they lost their funding, because they refused. And I remember an NPR lady when she came on and she's in front of Congress. She said, "Well, no, we don't do that." And he said, "Can you name a conservative guest that's been on your network in the last?"
I remember PBS was cool in the 70s and 80s. They had relatively cool movies. Sometimes if the movie was R-rated and there was, sometimes nudity on them, they were able to broadcast it. So it was a cheat around because they were a federal broadcasting system. But that aside, they had relatively tame entertainment. They had Benny Hill. They had Monty Python. They had some, there was a lot of art. They had. There's a place called Wolf Trap Farm Park. It's a place out in Virginia near DC that does outdoor music, like people like Joan Baez, and I've seen those kind of bands there. I saw Yes, and what's his name, Peter something. Anyway, fact is that it's like an art. It's an art channel, so they have all different kinds of neat stuff. But you could watch really good music concerts. There was some pretty good British comedy. Usually some pretty good, sometimes Hong Kong martial arts movies late at night, and overall generally not a bad station. Now there's some of the channels. Like, if you've seen some of the cartoons they have, no wonder our kids are all fucked up.
Yeah, I'll stay away from them now. After Jordy
the
left,
cartoons that PBS had were just
after Jordy left, I said that's enough for me. I'm out of here. It's Jordy LaForge.
I'll tell you this, I'm not missing it. That's to be honest with you.
I actually, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of PBS.
I did too, and I'm not missing it because of what they've been programming.
That's where I found Doctor Who at. I found
PBS.
Yeah,
same here. Yeah, Doctor Who.
I found PBS right as
all that stuff.
Right as right as Doctor Ford, the fourth Doctor was coming on. So that's
the one with the big. He was, I think, the first one that debuted in America was the one with the big long scarf, the different colors.
Yeah, that's Doctor number 4, and he actually still holds the record for the most episodes,
most seasons. Yeah.
Well, he's got 7 seasons. We got to remember, Jack. Back then they did 50 episodes a year. Today they do 8 or 10. So it wouldn't matter.
No, I think they do 13, but they do 48 minutes now, whereas back then I think they only did 30 or 28. They also for the most part, for the first 30 years, probably, Joe, you have to double check on that one. I think for the first 30 years or so, almost all of it was broadcast live, so it wasn't taped. It wasn't taped until much later on. So most of the shows you see, the early black and white ones, those special effects and all the acting, that was captured live on the studio set as the actors were talking. It wasn't later on edited and audio was added. No, it was broadcast live. You saw it like exactly it was as it was.
Average. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how that worked. I remember hearing about that. And, there's a doctor nobody ever talks about either. So we're actually missing a doctor in the lore. They made a movie with a doctor, a separate doctor.
They make several movies.
No, not. But this movie was a doctor that was in none of the other anything else. He was just one-time doctor in a movie. And I think they were trying to make him be the old man because that. But I have, and by the way, Glenn, no, I've never watched it because I don't know. I just never had an interest in watching it. I've watched all the other Doctor Who shit, just never watched that. Yeah. You know what? I can find that. Hold on, I'll look while I'm on the computer. I'll look it up and see. Doctor Who Today. No, Doctor Who Today is
woke.
You'll get,
for lack of a better term,
pending. You'll get 38 to 44, 45 minutes, depending. It's most of them like to run around 40 minutes, so they get 20 minutes of promo time. But since we do more streaming now than we do commercial airwave stuff, that changes. But they still tend to throw the commercials in there, even if it's the same commercial repeating itself 3 times. Yeah.
All right. Admiral and Boris just came in. So we got a dog and a cat. So if they start misbehaving, I'm going to toss them.
Put them on a gangplank, buddy.
Yeah. You hear that, guys? You misbehave here. It's onto the gangplank for you. All right.
So
Big Shawnee's out on his big is it a blind date, or does he know the person he's going to see?
He said he knows a person. Hold on, no.
And they still decided to go out with him. Well, that must be a very brave lady.
That's what I was saying.
Or a very strong man.
What's that, Chris? No, it wasn't 45 minutes. I think Jay was right. I think it was like 30 minutes. I'm looking it up right now, but no, I don't think it was that long. The new ones are a little bit longer.
They were much longer.
All right, here we go. From 1963 to 1989, the average approximate length without commercials was 25 to 30 minutes. With commercials, it was 45 minutes.
Yes.
There you go. I don't know what to tell you. I'm reading the damn thing.
But again, though, those early shows were broadcast live, cut live, edited live. They were edited by going from camera to camera. And so, therefore, the commercials were also recorded live.
So there are 892 episodes, 41 seasons, and a total run time of 29,664 minutes.
Wow.
Now, remember, this is only the Doctor Who from 1963 to 1989. This does not include the new Doctor.
The new series, yes. The revitalization.
Yes, it only shows, this is only the old one, because that's what I was asking about.
But they don't consider the new stuff really as some places, IMDb considers the new stuff a continuation of the original series. It's not a reboot.
No, it's a continuation. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because he's the so the Doctor we get is the Doctor that comes from what was his name? John Hurt. So there's a doctor in there, guys. He's not a doctor. He doesn't call himself the Doctor. Hurt is he's the doctor that kills everybody.
Don't they also imply that a love interest / wife for the Doctor was also a doctor, like a time traveler?
Well, yeah. There are a lot of time travelers.
But wasn't one of them like his wife?
Oh yeah. Well,
something to that effect. Yeah.
And the original series, granddaughter traveled with him. And the new series, what's her name? Dr. Soon. That's the Doctor's wife in the new series.
Yeah.
And she's actually cool. And I never understood that, they talked about doing this, that, or other thing. She would have been a great standalone doctor, or a great standalone Time Lord. She didn't have to be a doctor, just a Time Lord. Because there were lots of female Time Lords back in the day.
Yeah.
You see, Jimmy, that's where it gets complicated. So in the original old Doctors, you couldn't change sexes. No, it clearly said that in several episodes, no less.
They clearly had a bifurcated sexuality. They had girl and boy time travelers, and there's no reason for them to.
And somebody asked him, one of them, about it, and they said, well, he said it could probably be done, but the problem is it would just be too confusing. He said, it's bad enough you're changing faces. You start changing sexes, and then what? The kids, your boys, you're not going to be calling dad anymore. You're going to be calling them mom, and next time you're going to say no. So they just said no.
Imagine a culture shock. Absolutely.
So
I don't know. What about Nebraska? Do you know anything what's going on with Nebraska? Sid is wanting to know.
Nebraska? I haven't heard nothing about Nebraska.
Nebraska.
The only thing I've heard about Nebraska was they were having water problems like Minnesota was. Their water system was being hacked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was those are reports that came in earlier. Let's see.
Oh wow! They're getting sued over sexual harassment allegations. Former organizer sues Nebraska Party. Yeah, the same thing. Now it looks like the big thing is sexual harassment suit going on in Nebraska.
Is there people that actually live in Nebraska?
I thought it was all cows, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought we just used it for pasture land.
Yeah.
Jenny, there ain't no people in Nebraska. You fooling with this, man.
Hey, Google, how many people live in Nebraska?
The estimated population of Nebraska in 2026 is 2,030,421.
There's more people in New York City.
Little. You know, ask. You know, it's funny. Ask how many people live in Wyoming. Wyoming's a huge state, by the way.
Hey, Google, how many people live in Wyoming?
The estimated population of Wyoming in 2026 is 590,784.
Oh, it went up a little bit.
That's less than one borough. Hey,
Yeah,
Google, how many people live in Harlem?
The neighborhood of Harlem has an estimated population of about 204,000.
All right, that's about half. All right, hey, Google, how many people live in the Bronx? Hey, Google,
I think you
how
broke
many
him.
people live in the Bronx?
Jay broke Google again.
The estimated population of the Bronx is about 1.41 million.
Bronx,
There you go.
a borough, a portion of a city, not even a full city, has more people
We
than the
hit-
entire state of Wyoming.
When we left Utah, I wanted to go to Denver. So I said, we'll just drive across Wyoming and come through the top of the state of Colorado and drive straight down, check it out. Oh man, I wish I'd have went the other way, because at least when you're driving through Utah, it's beautiful mountains and stuff. And when you get into the lower part of Colorado, it's beautiful. In Wyoming, we didn't even see a pull off for the first 3 hours. And all you seen, I thought they were deer, and then I realized they were antelope. Everywhere. The freaking things were everywhere. And then you would see these little sled
That's where the
things.
deer and the antelope play, yes.
Then you would see these sled things. These look like screens or something, big, tall wooden things along the side of the roads. They were snow blocks to keep the highway from big, blocks of snow pushing into the highway. They were there to keep them from doing that. And then every so often there would be a little house, and that house was a survival house in case you got caught out in the highway in the snow there and couldn't get to anywhere. And I was like, I'm never coming to this fucking state again. I was like, don't get me wrong, the sky was beautiful, but I ain't never going to that state again.
Oh, the sky out in that area is stunning. That is for sure.
Well, no, while we were there, we went and seen it was one of the routes we took us past the mountain where Close
Devil's Tower.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we just were
I
driving.
would like to go to that place. That would be cool.
We were driving, and I thought I'd seen it. I'm like, nah, I must be seeing things. And I seen a sign saying turn here and go there.
Yeah.
So we went off it was about an hour off the road we were on, but still it was cool.
I would sacrifice an hour on any trip to go to that. Now, when I went to Arizona, one of the places my friend and I were going to try to get to was Jim Coleman's Crystal Mines. He has a really nice, shop with rocks and minerals. And if you're a rock collector like me, it's like heaven. It's my Toys R Us. But it was like 2 hours off the trail, so we didn't do it. But if it was an hour, we probably would have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, when it gets too far, it gets too far. No, we got some more clips coming up, Gene. I did see the new Star Trek last night. Well,
The spoilers, I still haven't seen it yet.
How'd you like the other one? You see why I liked it, right? Because we went to Mars.
That was very cool.
So in the other one, Enterprise went back 65 million years, and it met these aliens, and these aliens stole their power supply off their ship and used it to blow up the fifth planet, which Jay and I talk about this supposable fifth planet all the time. And when they did, it forced Mars out further and Earth out further, so both of them cool more. Of course, cooling killed Mars. And while that happened, it broke off a chunk from the planet that blew up, hit Earth, and of course, made the dinosaurs go extinct. So the Enterprise basically created our race.
So essentially, the same thing that happened to Khan when the sixth planet in the solar system he was in blew up. The fifth planet he was on moved out a little bit, and the ecology changed and killed everybody.
Hold on, I might disappear for a second.
Hi, puppy.
Jesse, let's see. And what is this?
Mm-hmm. I think he wants to be on TV. Here we go. Here, buddy, look at the camera. Say hi to everybody. There's 5 million people out there who want to say hi to you. Sit down. Have a seat. I'm looking at the camera. All right. Boy, he's got some hot breath.
Falls like that. I got shot and stayed standing. This man got touched and he's rolling like he fell off a building. Melania, where does the money go?
You scan the item first, Donald.
It's not working. This machine is broken. Very defective.
The barcode, Donald. The little lines.
I did it. First try. Nobody's ever scanned faster. Very natural talent. What item? I put the bottle down. That's not unexpected. I just scanned it. The machine watched me do it. We had an agreement. Melania, the machine is accusing me of something. This is a witch hunt. I am the president of the United States. I have scanned the item correctly. Verify my purchase immediately.
Sir, do you need help?
I need this machine arrested. It's lying about the bagging area. There's nothing unexpected in there. I put a bottle down. Very expected. Very normal. This machine has a vendetta, and I want to speak to whoever programmed it.
What the hell?
Americans, you know that I absolutely love your country from the bottom of my heart, sincerely. But there are some things that I am glad that we don't have in the UK that you have in America.
Weather?
Can you guess what I'm talking about? Animals. The animals that you have in your country genuinely terrify me. Okay, let's start off with the really big fuzzy thing that lives in the forest. Bears, grizzly bears. You have 8-foot monsters that
Actually,
walk
they're
around
9.
the forest and you don't know where they are. They don't have radars on them. They could just pop out at any moment. And you might only just have a little bit of bear spray, which apparently does help, but I just don't see how that's going to help. Anyway, you have actual dinosaurs, alligators and crocodiles. They are actually dinosaurs. They came from a long time ago and they're still alive. And you have them in your country, just swimming around the lakes.
Yeah.
What? It's not okay. It's not okay. It's terrifying. Thirdly, even a simple animal like the raccoon is scary in America. I saw one dead on the road, roadkill, and it was huge. And its claws were so long. Imagine if a raccoon got hold of you and you got killed by a raccoon. It would be embarrassing, but I wouldn't put it past it. They're crazy. Everything about your country is beautiful, but there are some things that I'm glad we don't have in the UK, and that's them.
I wonder how he would handle Australia.
Americans, you know.
You better not run a big
things
snake.
in Australia, he would lose it. Oh, hello.
I don't want to do that. That does not look like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, they're changing.
It's nice and compact. You can still fit up to 15.
When cameras captured the most astonishing animal moments. Number 7, look at this baby elephant. Some people were visiting the jungle when this little elephant decided to act tough and scare them away. It kept stepping forward and then backing up as if it was playing a game. Just then, its mother arrived and calmly led the baby elephant away. Number 6, look at this seal. One small mistake completely ruined the nap of all the other seals. It was resting near the edge when it suddenly lost its balance and fell into the water. Seeing this, the other seals thought there was danger nearby, so they quickly jumped into the water as well. Number 5, this elephant grabbed a man's hat and hid it inside its mouth. The funny part was that the elephant would only return the hat if someone put their hands together and bowed down in front of it. The man did exactly that, and the elephant immediately gave the hat back. Number 4, look at this snake. It wanted to make this giant frog its next meal. However, the frog was simply too big. After several attempts, the snake finally gave up and abandoned the hunt. Number 3, this buffalo calf had been stuck in its mother's horns for quite some time and couldn't free itself. Then a man came over, gently lifted the mother's head, and within seconds managed to free the calf safely. Number 2, this man is about to feed a coconut to a hippo. Do you think the hippo can crack this hard coconut with its teeth? The moment the coconut went into its mouth, the hippo crushed it with ease in a single bite. Number 1, a deer was trapped inside a pit while an elephant stood nearby watching. The elephant grabbed the deer's antlers with its trunk and tried to pull it out. The first attempt failed when the deer slipped back down, but on the second try, the elephant successfully rescued it and pulled it to safety. If you think this elephant deserves a like for helping the deer, make sure to leave one. When cameras captured the
Starbase engineers just confirmed huge news following Starship Flight 13's historic mission. After deploying 20 next-gen Starlink V3 satellites, 6 satellite cameras actually turned around to film Starship's heat shield up close in real time. The ship gathered crucial thermal data during re-entry and completed its softest splashdown ever, remaining fully intact on the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, the damn thing was still
With Starship
yesterday.
proving its heat shield durability, SpaceX confirmed plans to attempt its first ever upper stage tower catch on Flight 14. Subscribe to Global Snap right now for breaking updates as SpaceX prepares to...
Do you think this is just an ordinary bridge? You couldn't be more wrong. It's the tallest bridge in the world, and it hides a secret that has amazed people worldwide. The Huajiang Canyon Bridge in Guizhou spans a vast abyss known as the Earth's Crack. Its deck rises 625 meters above the river, like a 200-story building, taller than 2 Eiffel Towers stacked together. But its most impressive feature isn't its height, but what's inside. During construction, karst groundwater was found. Instead of diverting it, engineers turned it into a 300-meter artificial waterfall on both sides of the bridge. By day, it looks like a silver river falling from the sky. At night, with lights, it becomes a stunning visual show. Inside is a 1,314 square meter glass observation hall with breathtaking canyon views. For thrill seekers, there's the world's highest bungee jump, a 625-meter freefall. What was a 2-hour journey now takes just 2 minutes. It's not just a bridge, it's engineering pushed to the limit. Do you think this is just an ordinary bridge?
I would not use it. Song.
Thanks, Mike. See you next month. So you can get these delivered? It's lit.
Americans, I need you to be honest with me. Are these rookie numbers or are you impressed? We have been in the US of A for 8 days and I have already driven 2,000 miles.
Not bad.
For me, as a British man, that is unheard of. That normally takes British people a year to drive that many miles, in all seriousness. But I know you guys drive a serious amount. So is 2,000 miles in 8 days impressive or not? Second question, do you count this as a truck? Yes or no? Okay?
Yes.
Because we rented a premium truck and this is all they had. And I've seen some people in the comments telling me that I need to try a real truck. What do you class as a real truck? Do you class this Jeep as a real truck? Get in the comments. Let me know.
It's a truck, but we really
have a good day.
It's an off-road
Americans, I need you to be honest with me. Are these
Nah,
rookie
Jeeps
numbers?
are narrower than trucks, though. That's
But no, he's not. They are rookie numbers. 2,000 miles isn't that? That's one span.
No, that's what is
Sheldon.
that? 150 miles a day.
It's my turn to cuddle the baby.
Average American drives 12,000 miles in 1 year.
Wow, you made your own limit. Fine, cozy time wins. Sheldon, buddy, it's my turn to cuddle the baby. Come on, no. Wow, you made your own limit. Fine, cozy time wins.
My baby.
Sheldon, buddy.
Just found a wrecked space shuttle.
it's not real.
Yeah, we know that. I'm at.
Imagine choosing from 100 plus.
Wow. No, they're not. Thank God.
Do you know what the most expensive?
So you two have been connecting?
Yep, we've been connecting in the
Not bad.
Every Super
As
Heavy
good as the
booster
original.
begins with the precise installation of its Raptor engines. Each engine is aligned with millimeter-level precision before mounting. Fuel, oxygen, and control systems are connected before the engine can be tested. Every installation is carefully inspected before the booster moves to testing. Together, these engines become the heart of the world's most powerful launch system. Every Super Heavy booster begins with the precise installation of its Raptor engine.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, there we go. Make you sick.
3. A discarded SpaceX rocket stage is officially on a high-speed collision course with the moon. Astronomers confirm the dead rocket upper stage is hurtling at over 5,000 miles per hour and will slam into the lunar surface near Einstein crater. The impact will pack the energy of 3 tons of TNT, carving out a brand new 90-foot crater that NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter will capture on camera. Meanwhile, back on Earth, SpaceX just released stunning new buoy camera footage of Starship Flight 13's soft ocean landing as launch teams prepare a record-breaking 26th flight for Falcon 9.
Cool.
Subscribe to Global Snap right now for breaking updates across the cosmos. A discarded SpaceX rocket stage.
There's a setting on your brake.
Hold on. They're sending a rover to the moon. That's the booster from the rover they're sending.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
they're testing for the Artemis 2 mission.
Oh, look, besides that.
To hell.
You don't get
Alexa, what's my approval rating?
Your current approval rating is,
Actually, don't answer that. Alexa, who's the greatest president of all time?
according to most historians, Abraham Lincoln.
Wrong. Alexa, try again.
I can only provide factual.
You're fired. Order a new one.
That's the 4th one this month, Donald.
And they've all been wrong, every single one. I'm calling Elon. We're building our own Alexa. And the first thing it says when you plug it in, Donald Trump is the greatest president of all time. Then it can answer other questions. Alexa, what's my approval rating?
Guys, get over here! You got to get on the stairs!
This has to work the first time. No going back. 2,000 degrees, molten glass, one.
Cool. What? Oh, here we go. Hey, that looks like just like a,
It's the Super Dome.
Elon Musk must be Mike Myers in disguise. He's be flying those kind of things in our atmosphere.
I mean, it touched down so softly, it's just floating.
Yeah.
You're about to see rare footage of Joe Bonamassa's first national TV appearance. He was just 13 and nobody knew his name.
What's your name? Joe. Jimmy? Joe. Joey. What?
Joe, what's your last name?
Bonamassa.
Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah.
Well, this is right out of the audience. You can play a couple of notes. That's good. Okay. Joe, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. Joe Bonamassa.
His guitar playing was astonishing. The crowd was stunned. This wasn't just talent, it was a master's level. Years later, he became one of the greatest blues rock guitarists of our time. He gave the blues new life. If you believe young talent deserves support, like and subscribe. You're about to see rare.
Can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time?
Tell me,
yeah. This is what victory feels like.
The real life Tony Stark.
Can you imagine how awesome it will be to...
This video went viral when this little girl started crying in front of a dog. But the interesting part happened when the dog lay down and rolled over in front of her. Surprisingly, the girl immediately stopped crying as well. Then, when the girl gestured to the dog with her hand, the dog instantly lay down, and the little girl happily hugged the dog. And this smart dog...
Bill Maher just absolutely nailed it with this one.
Did you see what happened in Spain? 60,000 people in one day bum rushed the border. Spain is the new California. The northern part is on fire. The southern part gets overrun by migrants, and everybody speaks Spanish. It's the new California.
Bill Maher just absolutely nailed it with this one.
Did you see what happened in Spain?
Action! Wave the flag, wave the flag. The wheel's coming off. Everybody back. Keep rolling. Camera 3 up, put it. Action! Wave the flag, wave the flag. The wheel's coming off. Everybody back. Keep rolling. Camera 3 up, put it. Action!
Damn guinea pig.
Oh, get it.
Now watch this.
Yeah, that's AI.
That would be a beast of a truck if I believe that.
Sunny from the view.
Yeah.
You don't call me anymore. You just say you're busy. I see you laughing with the world, but you don't make time for me. You walk past everything I gave like it was nothing at all. I gave you my whole life. You can't give me one call. I'm still your father. Why do I feel erased? Yeah, I had flaws. Yeah, I got loud. But I I never once walked out. After I'm gone, you'll feel this pain. Every ignored text, every missed name. When the wood hits dirt and the crowd goes home, you'll finally understand what it means to be alone. You'll say you love me, you'll cry on cue, but love shows up, why didn't you?
The mainstream media is not balanced at all. They're just a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party.
This man who has all this power, he's the world's richest man, he thinks he has a right to influence our politics. It's why people loathe you.
And you can see that in how consistent their headlines are. They don't behave like they're different organizations. They behave like they're all one hive mind.
I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do. Maybe some people do loathe me. I don't care. The fact that 250 million people follow me, I think a lot more people actually like me than don't. And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize. It used to be much more balanced. If you look at
on August 5th, a spent Falcon 9 stage is predicted to hit the moon.
Yeah, we know that. So we got to get a break out of there. Let's get out
Yeah,
of
we
there.
saw that one already.
Oh, well, welcome back to reality, people. I don't know what all that was
That
about.
one already.
It's, no, I like that song. I'm going to have to find that song.
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
he was kind of reminding me of that dude who does the Simon and Garfunkel song with the really deep voice that we played.
Oh,
once in a while,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the guy
That's
from
what he reminded me
Disturbed,
of.
yeah.
And he kind of looked like a white Danny Trejo.
When I first thought when I first seen him, I thought he was the guitarist from Led Zeppelin. 'Cause he's all
Oh yeah,
white-headed,
maybe yeah.
But that, I mean, it wasn't who he was. It just, you know. Oh, Jimmy, I don't know. Oh, you mean you want a book? Next Saturday, we're giving them away. Yeah, you can come by and get them. Oh, you mean you? Let me see if I got something I can give away. Let's see. Let's see. How about the Healing Soul, releasing the effects of trauma? You want to try that? I'm not sure where I got this. Let me see who wrote this. It was $22, whatever it was. Let's see. Christian Faith, PhD. There you go. Want that? No, not interested? Okay. Let me see what else I got close by at hand. I could do a Howling Good Story. It's how to write but you're not gonna like that if you're not a writer. How about Writers of the Future, book 36? How about that one? Would you go for that? Yes. Okay. If you can tell me what planet the people on let me finish. So I know you watched Star Trek. I already know that. And I know you watched last week's episode. All I want to know is where the people are from that snatched up the Enterprise. And I actually want to know two things. I want to know where the people were from that snatched up the Enterprise and what planet did they go to? What planet did the away team go to? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, just send it to my email. A couple minutes, I'll announce what it was, or I'll announce what the answer was. Yeah. If you watched it, it's pretty easy. If you didn't watch it, it's pretty hard. Because Star Trek can go to any planet anywhere they want to.
Yeah, they can. The whole galaxy, they fictional galaxy. They can go anywhere they want.
No, last night was another standalone episode, way completely different than last week's. Like, takes a whole different approach. I'm thinking this one should be, maybe they should have waited for Halloween to play this one.
That's the one thing that the original series had, the others kind of didn't. Next Generation kind of a little emulated it too, but for the most part, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, almost everything after the Next Generation was cyclical. Like whatever happened in this episode sometimes was referenced in the next episode. They were all, each episode was the day before, a week before, a month before, however, it was just all in
the lighter out there.
Huh? Do what?
I was thinking, oh shit, I had two different thoughts came in my head at one time. That's never good. That's scary. No, I agree with you, because really, when you look at Star Trek, you had the original series, which was just a weekly adventure every week. The Enterprise was mostly weekly adventures, but they did a lot of season finales and opening up your next seasons.
But very few run-along stories. There's only 1 2-part episode. Everything else, there's no some episodes can be before the events of the episode that comes on next week.
Yeah. So Generations. I mean, let me think. What was Generations?
That was the movie.
No. I'm talking about Star Trek Generations, the series.
That's
Next Generation.
Generations is a specific movie with the Next Generation team.
I don't know. Something's just weird with all of that. But I remember they had the 2-part episode, and then they had the other 2-part episode. That's okay, babe. Okay. That was weird. Well, where the hell did it go? Johnny, did you steal Daddy's lighter? I know we're getting ready. I know. Anyway, where did this go? Hold on, let me grab this clip. It's
well, boring.
That's not what I was looking for. What the bleep?
Yeah, don't do that again.
Food, alcohol and fruit for booty. What kind of weird tradition is that? I'm thinking that's a weird tradition, Jack. Come on. Alcohol and booze for booty. It just seems weird. Yeah, no, it does. Anyway, getting out of there. Elon's an interesting character. And we were talking about that series Mars again today. It's a series that.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what you were asking? Yeah. The ship they're going to be talking about in the last night's episode is called the Griffin. Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean anything unless you see the episode.
Or you encounter one within a labyrinth in Greece.
Okay, let's toss this on right quick.
It's up there.
All right, okay, good deal. Let's put it on full screen. And we'll hit play.
Cavalier supports seizing all properties from landlords. You're supposed to scare people into voting for.
Facebook feeds are gone.
Are they? What the hell?
Yeah, the two Joe Montaldo and UFO Paranormal, they blipped out.
Let's make sure you get thrown off of YouTube or not. Because I'm not there to see, so I'm gonna have to find it.
They just blipped out again. Oh, 2 more blipped out. Shit. So yeah, we got hit.
Let's see your channel. I guess because of the Bill Maher thing.
Maybe so.
Okay. No, it looks like the YouTube seems to be okay.
No, it looks like we're
Let me go look on Facebook.
Like we're live. Hit play on your video real quick.
It's not. It says your video blocked and can't be viewed by others. Only you can see it. And why is it blocked? It's not even saying why it's blocked. They just block it. Don't even tell you why anymore. And why?
No, we're still going live.
Oh, we're on YouTube. Fine, yeah. We're just it just says we're blocked on
what? For what?
It doesn't say for what. It doesn't even give me a thing. It just says people can't view comments or live reel includes the comments. Oh, it's HBO manager thing. Yeah, got us.
Yeah, okay, because it's only the 4 Facebook things. Nothing else has been hit.
Okay, there you go. I'll take care of that. Okay, that's all. Well, people, I'm sorry, hope y'all can jump on Rumble or jump on YouTube or something like that and check it out. Not exactly sure why Facebook got all antsy, bitchy, moany all of a sudden. But I guess that's a thing not to be playing Uncle Mar. Yeah. I don't know. It's so much crap these days. You can't even do anything. And Facebook is almost communist itself. Yeah, they really have gotten to where they're almost a communist kind of thing now. Yeah, it just says you were blocked. That's all it says. And this one says we were only blocked in some countries.
Weird. Wow. Must be the Bill Maher thing. So I don't know. Maybe we need to take it down. Maybe they'll unblock us. I don't know.
We'll have to see what goes on with that. I don't know, Jesse. It doesn't seem to phase YouTube. I got one of my YouTubes open and I can see us. We're live. Yeah. I could hear myself talking.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. Yeah. We're definitely working that.
Yeah, this was a
Hey Sherry.
Facebook thing. Yeah. Anyway, well, you know, honestly, if I knew, I'd tell you. Just Facebook gets so pissy lately. They gotten, you know, YouTube used to be like this, but YouTube's gotten way better. Facebook, oh no, we've gotten strikes on YouTube for playing music.
Music that's on a YouTube page.
Yeah. Well, it's like last night that we were running clips. One of the clips they've got AC/DC on it. It's only like a 2-second blurb in each one. It made me take both those 2-second purses off to monetize it. I don't know, dude. It's arrogant. It's kind of ignorant. Yeah, it's kind of ignorant.
It is definitely.
We don't make the rules. And then we played the Ghetto song, which was, yeah, it made me take it off. It's one of them things. I bet you, let me see it. Maybe if we play this, it'll give us trouble. Let's go see.
What is it?
Let me find out where we are. Let's remove Uncle Bill. Goodbye, Bill.
You're right here. Yeah.
Goodbye, Bill. See you around, Bill. We love you, Bill. Let's see. Okay.
Let's get that on there. It's on.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Stop. Did it come up? I bet you it didn't.
It's moving.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Right. Ah, damn it. Hit the wrong fat button finger. Stop, dang. Let me just get to it. Hey, okay, let's try this again.
It's still muted.
Still covering for Fauci's lies. CNN and MS Now still won't admit the obvious. Fauci lied and destroyed our economy and lives. Democrats are still.
This is the reason they're bankrupt, because she was one of their chief money getters.
Unforgivable sin against the American people. Mainstream media is still covering for Fauci's lies. CNN.
You got to admit, he's got a point.
But I'm just thinking about it. This is maybe going to make news because I've never said it. I'm just thinking about now. When they take something over, it's always dirty. The sidewalks are dirty. The people are, I hate to say this, not clean. Okay?
Dirty.
The curbs are loaded with you know what?
Ooh.
The smell is terrible. I mean, I see it happening to cities. Blue cities are all blue. They're all blue. We don't have problems with the Republican-run cities, I mean, for the most part. But they're dirty. I said to somebody about a certain city, I don't want to say the name of it, but it's run by the radical left. I said, how is it doing? Because I love it. And they said, it's filthy dirty.
It's filthy dirty. Capiche? You got it.
And finally.
So my eel likes to go into my pipe.
Outside of the Chihuahua community, it is a little known fact that the Chihuahua is a master of camouflage. They use readily available blankets, which exist in every Chihuahua household, and conceal themselves. They remain quiet.
My party, we are not associated with you guys. These are not democratic ideals. And unfortunately, we're being aligned with you. We're being maligned by you. And you look at the polling data today with the economy where it is, where people are concerned about the president's decisions and his direction in the war. And we're having to defend whether or not we're for prisons, for police, for borders. And we're defending the fact that we are not for terrorists because of you guys. It's a doggone shame. I got to tell you, I'm glad that the great Americans who made our country great, black, white, rich, poor, south from the north, from the east, from the west, weren't quitters like some of you are. My party, we are not associated with.
I wonder what all that stuff does. But no way am I asking a maintainer and admitting I don't know.
I can see what a lot of that stuff does. Holy crap, I didn't remember I realized that.
I wonder what all that stuff.
My fiance learned how to do my extensions. So if you're here.
Oh, we don't know.
So y'all know at La Pointe, they closed on Mondays, not no more. Starting Monday, July 27th, we doing football night. Y'all come join us. We're going to have drink specials, food specials, and we're not going home until the game is over. Y'all come join us. It's going to be a party, dude. Let's get it.
So this dude used to be a state trooper.
Really?
Pretty big state trooper.
Sounds a little ghetto.
Got into it with somebody. I think what happened was they went out one night, a bunch of them in the boat, and the driver was drunk and hit another boat and hurt somebody. And he was in trooping. He was in the boat. He was drunk too, which, by the way, isn't illegal. And he wasn't driving a damn boat.
Right.
So they started giving him all kind of shit, bumped him down, put him on the side for like a year. And it took him a year to get the shit straightened out. And he finally did. And they like, come back, brother. We love you. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Then
he
he
said,
sued the crap out of him.
while you doing all of this, I established me a business. Man, he's got one of the biggest crawfish shipping things around. He cooks all the time. He's got actually got hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube. Follows his cooking. He does a lot of Cajun dishes. He just, and you know what? He'd make him 10 times the money he was as a state trooper.
Right.
They ship crawfish all around the world. Actually, it's
he's Forrest Gump.
He is kind of in a way, but he likes to drink. They give him shit about it sometimes, but he likes to drink. Yeah, you know, Kunas likes to drink. What we got here? What is this shit?
I don't know. What do you got?
Says if Ron DeSantis is able to convict Fauci on state level charges as autopin pardon will not null and void, would you support? You're fucking right, we would. Everybody would. Yeah. So this came up the other day, and I forgot about this, but so they're saying that the autopin pardons do not cover state charges, only federal charges.
Well, but also what Trump was reading the rules of AutoPen the other day, and what his investigation has found out is that
electric cars are having a moment.
Pardons, but two things had to occur. Number one, Biden had to be in the room. He was not. Number two, Biden had to be aware of the reason for the use of the pen, what he was signing, and he was not aware of those either. So therefore, and I don't know why the Supreme Court doesn't agree with this, it seems to me all of those pardons are null and void.
Well,
there you go. He can't be brought up on any kind of charge now.
Yeah, that'll have to go to court and all kind of shit.
That'll have to go to the Supreme Court. Absolutely, yes.
And eventually all that'll get overturned because, especially now with this tape that came out, you heard the
no.
So when they interviewed him about the classified documents, dude, he was talking about his dead son. Like I was talking to him today, but yeah, Bo, and I was like, wow, dude, you're long gone. Yeah. It was sad to listen to. I kind of felt bad for letting them put it out there because it was rough. Yeah, we're gonna put this on. Hold on, let me see what it is.
Electric car sales are up 66%.
Jump in the back.
And now my president says the future
is electric, and there's no turning back.
To make sure of that, some states are banning gas-powered cars.
Gasoline cars are driving us toward climate chaos. We actually have to stop using fossil fuel vehicles.
California's governor made that an executive order.
We will eliminate the sales of internal combustion engines.
Governments everywhere say they plan to do that.
The government has a vision for a future where all our cars will be electric.
But this is just magical thinking. It can't happen. In this video and the next, we point out 5 inconvenient facts about electric cars that politicians and green activists just don't understand.
Electric cars are amazing.
Physicists like Mark Mills of the Manhattan Institute do understand. He says the trend to electric is a good thing.
But it won't change the future in any significant way. with respect to oil use or carbon dioxide emissions.
That's inconvenient fact one. More electric cars will hardly dent oil use. If all of us bought electric cars, would it make any difference?
So the world has 15, 18 million electric vehicles now. It could go to 300 million, maybe 500 million vehicles. I don't think it'll get that many, but that's the aspiration. That would reduce world oil consumption by about 10%. That's not nothing, but it doesn't end the use of oil for the world.
Because most of it's used for what?
Flying airplanes, driving buses, big trucks. The mining equipment that gets the copper to build the electric cars is all oil fired, and it won't change because those trucks last 40 years.
And even if all vehicles somehow switch to electricity, there'd be another problem because despite what we've heard,
further, faster, cheaper, and greener.
Electric cars are not all that green. One reason is because electricity isn't all that green. I'm amazed talking to people who are all excited about their electric car and they say, and I'm not polluting. And I say, where do you get the electricity from? And they don't know. They don't know that most of America's electricity comes from fossil fuels, natural gas and coal. Just 12% comes from wind and solar. Yet auto companies tell us
electric vehicles
in general are better and more sustainable for the environment.
She's a Ford engineer. She's not ignorant.
Well, actually, she probably is ignorant in the literal sense of the word. She's not stupid, but ignorance speaks to what you know. You have to mine somewhere on Earth 500,000 pounds of minerals and rock to make one battery.
And most of this mining isn't done in the U.S. American regulations make it nearly impossible. So it's done other places, polluting those countries. And worse, ingredients in batteries are mined in places that enslave people and use child labor.
An army of children are at the heart of the mining production. Wearing no shoes and in the most wretched conditions.
Most Americans proudly driving electric cars don't know about this. They just don't want mining done near them. But wherever it's done, mining is a dirty business that adds lots of carbon to the air.
If you're worried about carbon dioxide, the electric vehicle is emitted 10 to 20 tons of carbon dioxide before it even gets to your driveway, before you drive the first mile and plug it in the first time.
Carbon dioxide produced by the mining and the manufacturing and the shipping.
Exactly. Volkswagen published an honest study. They point out that the first 60,000 miles or so you're driving an electric vehicle, that electric vehicle will have emitted more carbon dioxide than if you just drove a conventional vehicle in the first place.
You have to own it for a while before the electric part starts to win.
You have to own it for at least 100,000 miles, and then the electric part wins by some. So it doesn't get you a zero emissions vehicle. It's reduced the emissions then by 20 or 30%, which is not nothing, but it's not zero.
No, it's not close to zero. In our next video, more inconvenient facts about electric cars. Politicians make impossible assumptions about batteries and the electric grid.
Yeah, our grid is definitely not set up to
narrow it down to that focus. The American public, overwhelmingly, including a vast majority of Democrat voters, say they favor it. I think that's the key to getting it through, reconciliation or not.
What the issue might be, the president.
Narrow it down to that focus. The American public, overwhelmingly, including a vast majority of Democrat voters, say they favor it. I think that's the key to getting it.
If there was ever a video of mine for you to watch, please let it be this one.
Today's
if there was ever a video of mine for you to watch, please let it be this one. Whenever I meet people here in America, they say to me, "Are you with your daughter? Is she here in America?" And I've got one request, Michigan. That's all I ask. I've never shown my daughter or my partner's face online. I protect them and I protect their privacy. My partner and my daughter are flying to Michigan tomorrow to spend the last 2 weeks with me. I fell in love with Michigan for its beautiful sights, its beautiful
Michigan,
people, and I want
you're
my
an
daughter
idiot.
and my partner to do the same. But my request to you is if you see me out with my partner and my daughter here in America, please don't take photos. I've done everything I can to protect them from social media, to protect my family. That's all I ask of you. But I'd appreciate it, Michigan, if you worked with me in this, in keeping their privacy. Thank you so much. I love y'all.
You want to
and
be an
have a good day.
influencer online?
If there was ever a video of mine for you to watch.
Oh man,
Today's
wait a
space
minute now. So wait, you want to be a influencer line and make all the money and get all this props? No, you don't get it both ways, dude.
Yeah.
Hollywood people don't get privacy. Politicians don't get privacy. Their families don't get privacy.
In all honesty, how many people? How much is paparazzi going to be following him around trying to get photos of him and his kid?
That's true too.
I think he's just paranoid.
That's
Hello, North Carolina. This November, I'm asking you to vote for. There is one thing.
So the White House is institutionalizing people, and I'm going to show you why. Where are my tits? I have been on estrogen for a year now as of today, and I have no tits. They are supposed to be here by now, and they aren't here. Where are my tits? I think it's long overdue.
What?
So the White House is reinstituting.
Is this all part of some sort of drama that is being generated by the intelligence community as some kind of psyops operation, some psychological operation of pretending that they're releasing information about the UFOs, but that there's this behind the scenes effort to make certain that the release of public information is going to be extremely restricted?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple things here, dude. First off, the government has to have something to release. So when you're talking about the government, the one that we all pay our bills to and takes care of us and stuff like that, they don't know jack shit about shit.
Yeah.
Why do you think Congress is asking us? Because fucking Congress don't know.
Because they're clueless. That's why.
Yeah. So the people who know, first off, is the military industrial complex. Now that's not just military. That's not just government. That's also private industry. These are the people who have, they have about 88% of the secrets. There are some, that are going to be out of Area 51, Area 53, Los Alamos. There'll be some stuff out there. And there's a couple other places that could have some stuff. But
Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, there's just
Pentagon.
Yeah, we know there's some offshore holdings. So no, Jack, the thing of it is they don't have anything to disclose. That's the government just doesn't. They got lots of UFO pictures of stuff that looks weird in the sky, but it doesn't prove anything. They can't show you an extraterrestrial. The Crush guy was a lying fuckface. That boy, he just was a liar. I can't even say it any nicer. Well, most of his information was third hand. He did have some second hand.
And it wasn't really anything new.
But anything good he wasn't.
Videos, but that's it. Most of the information was old.
Yeah, but anything good he didn't want to talk about in public. He wanted to talk about it in a skiff. And he was not willing to be polygraphed or voice stress. So, no, he's a fucking liar.
He's a mouthpiece. Someone put him in place to say those
things. Jess, I've already been polygraphed. I wouldn't even have a problem with it. I'm not going to go. Because if I'm going to take my ass and do that, well, no, I'm going to tell the truth. What's the point? For testimony like that, I've already done that, yeah. Well, it would have been probably a public thing at the time, though, but some of the businesses I was involved with just wouldn't allow me to do something in a public eye. But we put people at jeopardy, I guess is the best way of saying it. Yeah. Let's finish letting this guy talk.
Pursuant to the old principle of the intelligence community, is the best way to keep a secret is to pretend that you're disclosing it. Is this all part of some sort of drama that is being...
So the White House is...
Oops.
A pardon may protect a person from criminal prosecution, doesn't rewrite history. It does not erase documents. It does not convert a misleading statement into a truthful one. And it does not prevent Congress from establishing what happened. It is secrecy that destroys trust. It is arrogance that destroys trust. It is censorship that destroys trust. And it is the refusal to admit error that destroys trust. That loss of trust may be your most damaging legacy. A pardon may protect.
This actually, I think it was more than that. There wasn't 133 million. I think it was 144 million.
Yeah.
And, but regardless, it came out originally when it first came out. Yeah, there was more people voted than was registered. And what's funny about it is no one's ever won by that big a margin in modern era. And Obama only got 69 million votes. Both times got the same amount of votes. Somehow another Sleepy Joe Biden, who ran his campaign out of his basement, got 81 million. No, I'm sorry, people. I don't buy it.
There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have eaten so many hamburgers. Now my stomach hurts.
We took a drive down the road today to Marshall.
Here's a provocative question. Now, I know most of you don't care about New York City. You live other places.
Yeah.
You think that New York gets what it deserves, on and on. But New York City may collapse fiscally. And if that happens, that'll ripple through the entire country. So right now, the city owes $103 billion.
Damn.
Ma'am, Donnie can't pay it. So the federal government has to pick up some of that tab through grants, and then Albany, state capital, has to pick up some of the tab. And Donnie just keeps rolling things up, charging the taxpayer more and more and more and more. He knows he can't pay it, doesn't care. That's what communists do. They want to bankrupt the system. Population in New York is 8.5 million or so. It's hard to put a number on it because people come and go. 26% of New Yorkers are poor, below the poverty line. 100,000 sleep in shelters every night. So this is not a prosperous city for the low wage earner. No. I mean, if you're in New York and you think you're going to be able to get by working in a bodega, you're out of your blanket mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got to go to another state. So the city announces, Mamdani, that they're going to buy 5 grocery stores. They're going to build them. Okay? The construction costs range from $30 to $70 million. There's not anybody in the construction industry to think that number is anywhere close. I figure it's about $150 million to build your own grocery store and then stock it. And the reason Mamdani is doing it is he wants to give away food for 30% less of the cost. So he announces, well, who's going to pay for that? Federal government's not going to pay for it. Albany, if Hochul wins, I guess, will raise taxes on everybody. I can't even imagine taxes in New York going up any further. It's driving not all, but most affluent people out of the state. But again, Mamdani, he wants to crash the system. So he runs it all.
I think he already has, though. I mean,
Here's a provocative question. Now, I know most of you don't care.
People are leaving.
So one of the flag never came. And New Orleans.
Okay. What was that, Jay? Sorry, I was trying to turn it off.
I think that he's already screwed the pooch. Like right after he gained office, Amazon pulled, what is it, like 362,000 jobs from Manhattan and moved the project over to New Jersey.
Yeah, well, all these new taxes he's talking about, a lot of rich people already said they're looking to sell their stuff and start moving.
Yeah.
What flag? What a flag y'all talking about?
Has never forgiven it. January 2019, NFC Championship. The Saints were in. The flag never came, and New Orleans has never forgiven it. January 2019, NFC Championship. The Saints were in field goal range with 2 minutes left. Then a helmet-to-helmet hit so obvious the entire Superdome went silent, waiting for the penalty. No call. The Rams won in overtime. The Saints never got their Super Bowl. Has any sports moment hit your city that hard and still hasn't healed? The flag.
I think, honestly, at this point, America has to take the gloves off. We gotta send a message we're not messing around. Strait of Hormuz? No, it's just Strait of America now. You know, we need to just take it over while they're building those pipelines so it will be obsolete. Push it back, call that little island without New Texas. You know, like just let them know that they need to make and just keep he's putting a squeeze on them. Just put the squeeze on them. I think, honestly, at this point, America has to take the gloves off.
Yeah.
Can I have a little bite? Just a tiny little taste, please. You won't even notice it's gone. I'm invisible. You don't see me. I just want a little nibble, nothing more. Hey, I'm here, just in case you didn't see me. This doesn't look safe for you. I should try it first.
That's Jay's German Shepherd.
Can I have...
Alexandria. Look in there. Ooh. Smashed him up Derby, man.
Right.
Yep, lost his trailer. Hung it on the turn.
It's stuck on the. Wow.
Oh, that fake SR-72 shit. Wish that don't look like nothing like the one we looked at yesterday.
Okay. Well.
No fussy alligator. Dang cranky old thing.
What kind of plane is that?
C-130 maybe?
Yeah, I didn't look at C-130.
Pretty big, whatever it is.
Ooh.
Good. Chocolate fudge cookie, man. We go there for that.
People like myself are actually from Russia. We know what the reality of communism is. To them, it's this la-di-da sort of fantasy life. After all, Karl Marx himself was an unemployed loser who sat there writing about things that he was just making up, pontificating. There was no connection between him and reality, not at all.
They said it couldn't happen. They were wrong. A man with 5 job titles just declared war on a global court. 5. I mean, I can barely manage 1 job and a Netflix password personally. So Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, National Security Advisor, U.S. aid chief, and apparently also the guy who waters the White House plants at this point, right? I mean, he just walked up to the International Criminal Court and he said, "You're done." Not politely, not diplomatically. The ICC didn't even get a goodbye card. And the twist that nobody saw coming, he didn't stop there. 60 countries, 60, okay, lining up right behind him, kind of like it's the world's most patriotic conga line, crushing Antifa's global network. George Soros' money and George Soros' money machine suddenly sweating through his suit. Cuba's little pretend reforms laughed out of the room in about 4 seconds flat. So, of course, the globalists built an entire playbook assuming nobody would ever actually read it, let alone fight back. Surprise! Somebody actually did. And the meltdown you're about to watch is glorious. This meltdown is glorious, guys. In fact, it's spreading and CNN barely even mentioned it. Because, of course, admitting Rubio's right, that would probably ruin their entire personality. Well, today, we're going to name every name: Rubio, the ICC, George Soros, Cuba, all of it. Quick pause, though, guys. If you or someone you love is on Medicare, Chapter offers completely free help, real human beings, totally free. And the average senior saving about $1,100 a year. So I want to talk about the busiest man in Washington, D.C., okay? Who am I talking about? Ron Yates. Rubio. What on earth are you talking about today? We're talking about Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, National Security Advisor, somehow also running USAID, aka US Aid. Now, at this rate, we're going to find out that he's also like driving the ice cream truck on the weekends. This guy is so busy, I don't even get it. All right. He's probably like drinking Red Bulls as soon as he wakes up in the morning. But here's the thing, guys. Nobody's laughing at the job titles anymore because this week here, Rubio, he didn't just like show up to meetings. He moved fast, decisive, the kind of fast that really kind of makes career diplomats spill their coffee. Supporters are calling it the biggest week in office, not because he gave a nice speech, but because he backed up that speech with action, real sanctions, real coalitions, real consequences. And so, of course, look, under the Trump administration, this is kind of the whole point. There's no more listening tours, no more concerning developments, just moves. But here's the part that's got everybody talking. This is not even the bombshell that everybody's talking about. No. Oh, and by the way, real quick before we keep rolling, if you're the type of person who likes to catch us while you're driving or hitting the gym or just dragging the dog to the U.S. State Department, just organize something huge. An international ministerial bringing together roughly 60 allied countries, guys, 60 allied countries. This is not a coalition. This is basically like the whole free world showing up at once. The target? Violent extremist networks, Antifa included, tied to kidnapping, attacks on law enforcement, attacks on regular civilians. Now, honestly, this is kind of hard to argue, right?
Get out of here, bye.
A Fox 8 source tells us that an arrest warrant has been issued against a doctor who allegedly works at this hospital in St. Bernard Parish. I'm Gabby Hillett. I'm a reporter at Fox 8. And we're told that an arrest warrant for 4 counts of misdemeanor sexual battery has been issued against Dr. David Berry, a gastroenterologist.
Do you want to see something really cool? A few nights ago, our weather radar actually picked up the Causeway Bridge.
Wow.
Oh.
And no, it wasn't raining on the bridge. I took a course in college called radar meteorology, where we learned radar products and how to properly read radar. Normally, our radar scans high enough above the ground that it completely misses objects like bridges. So how did it suddenly see one? Our weather radar is located in Hammond. It sends out pulses of energy that travel through the atmosphere. When those pulses hit something, like a raindrop, they bounce back to the radar. That's how we know where it's raining. Most of the time, the radar beam curves only slightly as it travels through the atmosphere. But sometimes that beam can bend even further. Cool air near the lake with warmer, drier air above it created what's called super refraction. Think of it like a straw looking bent in a glass of water. The radar beam, it bends too, but instead of bending because of water, it bends because of changes in our atmosphere. The beam curved downward much more than usual, just enough to hit the Causeway Bridge and bounce back that signal to the radar. So what looked like a strange radar glitch was actually a perfect example of atmospheric physics in action. The opposite can happen too. It's called
Michigan, we have arrived. Our next.
You know, it's so crazy. Women are more unemployed than young men, and yet they created a term for young men that are opting out of the workforce. But women are entering into the sex workforce. So what's worse, you know? And yet they're saying this is a crisis. I'm like, I don't know. Women selling punani at alarmingly high rates and then asking for a ring after is a crisis. You know, it's so crazy. Women are more unemployed than young men, and yet they created.
Okay, so we're going to put up on the screen
Oh,
a few.
not you again.
That nutcase.
That's Jay, man. When he was 18, man.
Denny Z.
If I said AI made Jay, this is what it made. Man. Okay, it's too much. I gotta move.
Hardware testing at Starbase is accelerating at full throttle today as SpaceX prepares for Starship Flight 14. Both Ship 41 and Super Heavy Booster 21 have completed critical cryogenic proof testing on the launch pad.
Could someone have a government issue ID to be allowed to vote?
No, I think it's a right that we should all be served and to have to go through the process of getting an ID for that. I don't think it's necessary. If you're a U.S. citizen, then I think that's already enough qualification for it.
How do we know if someone is a citizen or not?
I would assume that you have to prove some sort of identification.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You mean like an ID? That's what ID stand identify.
Could someone have a government issue ID?
The theory of a Martian nuclear catastrophe, xenon-129 isotopes, suggests a mass evacuation of the red planet. The Cydonia region, the face, was the original colony. When the atmosphere collapsed due to war, the refugees fled to the nearest habitable rock, Earth, landing in Antarctica or the Nile Valley, recreating their monuments, the Sphinx, to memorialize their lost homeworld. The theory of a Martian nuclear catastrophe, xenon-129 isotopes, suggests a mass evacuation.
Chuck Schumer, I believe, can never again win a Democrat primary in New York. I think he will not even run for re-election. I've joked that Schumer will be the inaugural member of the AOC for president campaign because he's terrified AOC will primary.
I don't think it's a joke.
Now I don't think. No, it's not a joke.
There's a poll out today that has her winning.
In New Hampshire, she's the #1 Democrat candidate in the country in New Hampshire. That's today's poll. Chuck Schumer, I believe, can.
It takes at least 5 black voters to get the same amount of voting power as 1 white voter in Texas, and 3.
What?
It's a fact. It's with
black people have the same voting power as white people in
within-
America.
Well, obviously, but with the districts and stuff, it also takes around 3.
That makes no sense. Everybody has 1 vote. Everybody's vote is counted 1 time.
And on this episode of So Woke You're Racist, she thinks that it takes 5 black voters for 1 white voter. That's clearly a headline she read. Not only are 5 black voters count the same as 5 white voters, but those 5 black voters are also going to drop 100 points on you at LA Fitness. Okay. Comment torta in this video if you want one of these.
It takes at least 5.
Israel's anti-drone interceptor climbs faster than anything it hunts, locking on with an electromagnetic pulse ring that kills hostile drones mid-flight without a single conventional weapon. Israel's anti-drone interceptor.
Dr. Fauci, did your actions lead to the pandemic?
I killed 1 million people. What do you think I did? Do you think I fucked a pangolin and made all this happen? I'm done here.
Dr. Fauci, did your actions lead to the pandemic?
I killed 1 million people. What do you think I did? Do you think I fucked a pangolin and made all this happen? I'm done here.
Yeah.
Dr. Fauci.
Does Daddy work from home sometimes?
Yes, those are the best days.
Why?
Because he's here.
Yeah.
But he's not playing with me, so I have to fix that.
How do you fix that?
I sit on his keyboard.
On it?
Right in the middle. Then he has to look at me.
Does he get mad?
No, he looks at me and sighs. A big sigh.
Then what?
Then he smiles. The sigh always turns into a smile.
Does Daddy work from home?
Adolf was a student. Adolf was a vegan. Adolf was a socialist. Adolf was an animal rights activist. His 25-point socialist plan, 17 of those mirror the Democratic Socialists of America today. He wanted the government to control.
Now, before you write it off as complete nonsense, let me tell you, the rock is genuine. The concretion is real. The hammer inside it is man-made. That's not in dispute. Now, before you write it off as complete nonsense, let me tell you, the rock is genuine. The concretion is real. The hammer inside it is man-made. That's not in dispute. Now, before you write it off,
140 million years.
name 3.
Well,
So
the handle is wood, and it's already been beginning petrification, so you can't fake that. Sorry, it's real.
Yeah, no, I was thinking it was a railroad hammer.
It looks like a railroad type spike hammer, yes, but it's 40 million years old.
140 million years old.
140 million years.
People, 140 million years ago was dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. There's the same matter of fact. That's in the same time period as the.
There was no man-made anything.
You know what though? That's the same time as the Pravda map.
Yes.
The map of the Creator. Yeah, and they said there were people there. Advanced. I mean, the map was taken. The drawing or the map was taken from an aerial view of a resource valley. So I thought I set the dog off there. That's it's interesting stuff. And then here you got this. Well, we call them OPARTs.
OPARTs,
out of place, yeah, out of place artifacts. Out of place artifacts. That's what they are. It don't matter, James. You can call them whatever you want, but I mean that's what they are. Out of place artifacts. Yeah.
Out of place artifacts.
That's not the only one. There's lots of them. These way more than there should be. There should be 0. It's how many they should be.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when you read. People always ask me where I think the best proof for extraterrestrial flying is in the past, because anything more than, let's say, 1790, anything that's flying in the sky before that, it has to be extraterrestrial, because the only thing that flew in the sky back then was birds.
Yes.
It wasn't us. Yeah. So if there was things flying around, which there seem to be a lot of things flying around, not just in the modern, not just in the 80, but in the BC, there just seemed to be a lot of shit flying around. A lot. Even in the 1500s, there seemed to be a lot of shit flying around.
Right, and then like you said, around the 1790s, 1780s, when they had balloon flight and other the beginnings of flight, really. But there were sightings of things called airships.
Yeah,
I
don't know, Jack. It's a tough one, but anything in those time frames suggests that it was something from another world. It wasn't. There could have been advanced people living on this planet, and there could have been the colonization of Mars. Most of us agreeing at it. We think that our ancestors probably came from Mars. The real problem is when and why did we lose everything, or when did we lose everything? Because when they came here, they came with technology. But now, all that technology seemed to have gotten lost, and we seem to have started from scratch. And I understand the part about whoever with the creators were. I guess the Martians would have been the
I wouldn't say
Anunnaki.
scratch, Joe. It seems like we are rebuilding rather than
Yeah, but we went all the way back to the
spontaneous. You know what I mean? So it seems like we're rebuilding what was once here, not building spontaneously what we, whatever we feel like. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, but the
We're
thing
being
is,
directed to make this stuff.
but regardless, whatever happened was we went from being an advanced race that could fly into space to the Stone Age. That's a big fall. That's a big fall.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure it took time to fall that far backwards, and it may even been gradual, but it was still a fall. I mean, any way it goes, we fell backwards. We didn't fall forward, and I can understand why. In about 500 years from now, everything on this planet will be in some form of digital technology. So books will be either put away or So if your libraries are destroyed, if your paper library is destroyed, and anything's been EMP'd, there is no information anymore. You're effectively in the Stone Age. There's nowhere to get any information from. Only the people alive, and what they know is all the information you have. And trying to have all them put all their knowledge into something that's coherent and still be part of society is not going to be an easy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it wouldn't take that long. I know most of them, they say 3 generations and you're back to the Stone Age. I don't know. We'd see. What's this guy?
3 countries besides the USA.
Hawaii, Texas, America.
And people still ask me why I created
Farm. That stands for Fathers Against Raising Morons. The clothing brand for fathers raising resourceful and resilient individuals.
Name 3 countries besides the USA.
Hawaii, Texas, America.
And people still ask
Oh my God.
Wow.
Just a not so gentle reminder that if you have fuck ICE in your bio or you walk around talking about not supporting ICE, this year during the FIFA World Cup, they arrested 900 suspected human traffickers. They rescued 180 victims and 30 children. So if you're going to go ahead and just say, I don't support ICE, we're going to
Hold on, chick. I'm gonna share you. Calm down. You look like you're about to
go ahead and assume that you support human trafficking and the child sex trade.
You tell him.
Magnetic North has been drifting away from the Canadian Arctic and racing toward Siberia. And today, it is moving at around 35 kilometers per year. Animals notice this too. Sea turtles, migratory birds, even certain whales rely on Earth's magnetic field to cross thousands of miles of open ocean and sky. Mass strandings of whales and the strange confusion sometimes seen.
So it's not weird to anybody else that the moment that they cut the USAID funding, all of a sudden there was no more riots, no more smash and grabs, no more streets on fire, no more chaos. It just magically disappeared. Isn't that weird to y'all?
That's pretty good.
Whoa, don't mess with Olive Garden.
A tweet yesterday from Olive Garden, of all places, that in order to take advantage of their never-ending pasta pass, you have to show photo ID. And I thought, that's weird. Olive Garden takes pasta pass security more seriously than Democrats are taking election security.
Seriously. By the way, I love Olive Garden. No joke. I love the Olive Garden. So it's quite fitting that they care about their security like I do.
Whatever, Jeff.
Starship can reach orbit, but the moon trip needs a gas station in space. Here's why. A lunar starship must reach orbit nearly empty, then fill up with tanker flights before pushing onward, landing, and getting back. Starship can reach orbit, but the moon trip needs a gas station in space.
Why do you inspect every grocery bag?
I had to.
Why?
To see if my mom bought me something.
What were you looking for?
Cheese.
Oh.
And chicken.
Anything else?
Mostly cheese.
Did you find any?
No.
Then why did you check?
Good morning, everyone. It's 6 a.m. here, and it's a beautiful overcast day. And today I'm going to discuss with you the lost ancient secrets of Egypt. First, I'm going to get my cigar going because that is part of our morning ritual here. And I do have coffee ready to go.
Nothing in the cup.
It's not an Egyptian coffee. The Egyptians mainly drink Turkish coffee, which is this concoction in the Middle East where you take Nescafe and you shove a spoon into there and you put a gazillions of scoops of this thick, sludgy coffee that is like drinking mud, but it works like rocket fuel on your body. But there's all sorts of mystery.
The Anthony Fauci, Dave Chappelle skit, it writes itself. AI has beat us all to it. They've already done it. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Fauci's a clown, and nobody clowns clowns better than Dave Chappelle.
Be the fifth. I'll be the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead and ask me a question.
The Anthony Fauci, Dave Chappelle skit, it writes itself. AI has beat us all to it. They've already done it. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Fauci's a clown, and nobody clowns clowns.
Yeah.
Neighborhood watch. Yeah, that's me. Tiny little body, maximum.
Who remembers this little gem?
You know, last Tuesday, the annual inflation rate came in at 8.3%. The stock market nosedived. People are shocked by their grocery bills. What can you do better and faster?
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just up just an inch, hardly at all.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I have figured it out. I have cracked the code. All it boils down to is women do not like men to be happy. Bro, I'm telling you.
Over 2,400 years before Christ, ancient texts were carved into the interior walls of the Pyramid of Unas at Saqqara. These were the pyramid texts designed to protect the king's body and guide him safely into the afterlife. They also contain the earliest known references to a god named Osiris. Over 2,400 years before Christ, ancient texts were carved.
And I wish you could all see it. President Trump behind the Resolute desk with all the defense contractors in front of him. And basically the takeaway from, the 7 of them sitting there, he was like, we're not doing this shit the way you've been doing it. And I wish you could all see it.
Classically, nothing escapes from inside a black hole horizon. Quantum fields change that.
People from Mississippi don't get along with people from Alabama.
Yeah, they do.
And people from Alabama don't get along with people from Mississippi, right? And the rest of the country is like, that's the same shit, you know? Whatever. But this guy stands up and he goes, I got one for you. Why do the birds fly upside down in Alabama? I'm like, I don't know, man. And he goes, because ain't nothing worth shitting on. And I'm like, well.
So let me get this straight. We went from there is no fraud at all and you're just a conspiracy theorist to if there is anything happening, it's too small and you have nothing to worry about. And now, New Jersey. Now, most of us know from experience that that is just the tip of the iceberg. Because if you are a conspiracy theorist, then you know what's coming. So my question for you is, what kind of numbers do you think we're going to find in Minnesota and California and Michigan? So let me get this straight.
SpaceX has made me a trillionaire. Isn't that neat, Mr. Sprinkles? You can say that again.
Bernie.
Do you need something?
It's Bernie.
I hear you have $1 trillion. Yes, I am a trillionaire, but I don't actually have $1 trillion.
I want it!
There's no money.
Give it to me!
Hand over the trillion, pale face. Come back with my money.
Run, Elon, run. Be free, Elon.
Where are you going with our $1 trillion, comrade?
I keep telling you, there is no money. He's hiding it.
I bet he swallowed it. Let's cut him open and take it.
I don't have $1 trillion. All that wealth is in my rocket company. He said the $1 trillion is in his rocket. Let's go get it.
Goodbye.
Let's start smashing stuff until we find the trillion.
Good thinking there, Mr. Sprinkles. Those people were scary, but luckily they were extremely stupid.
Now let's go swim in the money vault. The $1 trillion is all mine.
Oh, dude. McDuck. What was his name? Dude McDuck.
You left your name on my phone.
Oh man.
Dempsey lines up for this world record-setting field goal, and everyone's scratching their heads. Just, sure, why not?
Scarpetti will hold. Here's a stop. The ball is down. Dempsey kicks. It's all the way. It is.
Dempsey lines up for.
She really wasn't ready for this.
Bible says to love everyone.
Come on. Do you love everybody?
Yeah, actually.
Do you hate cops?
Wait for it. Yeah.
I thought Jesus told you to love everybody. They're people just like you are.
That's a fact.
With anti-capitalist too.
How is Jesus anti-capitalist and anti-cop?
Have you read the Bible?
You clearly haven't.
Damn. She really wasn't ready for this.
Bible says.
In one of the darkest regions of our solar system, something may be hiding. Not a tiny asteroid, not another icy rock, a planet.
Planet 9.
Planet 9.
A massive, frozen world, so far from the sun that one orbit could take thousands of years. We have never seen it directly. We do not know exactly where it is. But for years, astronomers have noticed something strange. Some of the most distant objects in the solar system move as if something invisible is pulling on them. In one of the darkest regions.
Every fall, Lafayette hosts one of the largest free festivals in the state. Festivals Acadians et Creoles has celebrated.
The last point I would make, and it really is important for them to understand this, is they really shouldn't test the will of the United States, at least not under President Donald Trump. He has proven time and again that he will back up what he says. And if they test him, ultimately they will lose. The hard way, the easy way, the long way, the short way, they will lose. The last point I would make, and it really is important for them to understand this, is
you can't shame me wanting money, resources, and things from a man. Why? Because they're not useful for anything else.
And you can't shame a man for wanting box from you. Why? Because you're not. What? Never mind.
You can't.
The mean people are questioning me again. Thank God President Otto Penn's staff slipped me that pardon on the way out. I just do not understand why everyone refuses to recognize disagreeing with Anthony Fauci is the same thing as disagreeing with science itself. The mean people are questioning.
This is an event in big, and it's a Korean barbecue here in Vietnam.
Hidden beneath Algeria's Tassili
You should pay attention to this video.
As 100
for over 50 years.
That was the concept jet to the F-22.
Yeah.
President Trump is and always has been America first. Democrats have always been America last. I have to ask, why would anyone vote for our country to fail? President Trump.
So me and Bentley found a couch. I was like, go home, get the wagon.
One document that I thought was really fascinating that David Grush personally called out. He said, everyone should look at this document. CIA declassified.
Is that lost on me?
One document that I thought was really fascinating that David Grush personally called out. He said, everyone should look at this document. CIA declassified document 19. It's actually an Australian assessment of the United States in 1971. And it's a long read, but I recommend everyone look at it because what it paints is a very clear picture. Their Department of Defense and intelligence agencies are calling out that Project Blue Book in the 60s was a front to not belittle UFOs, but to make it seem like it's no big deal. Only 17 out of 1,000 cases is kind of interesting, but even that, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. But at the same time, the Air Force was taking it deadly serious. And not only were they taking it serious, this document, I'm going to hold up for a second, right here, also calls out them for reverse engineering propulsion systems, anti-gravity type engines, and calls out when it happened, what departments, the whole 9 yards. This is another example of a long-standing government cover-up that even other foreign nations knew about. It gets into the Robertson panel and how that was all set up just to poo-poo UFOs, create Project Blue Book to make the public not think it's serious, but at the same time taking it deadly serious. That document is the most fascinating part. Now, Jimmy, I know a lot of people are sleeping on this release, and again, this whole theme of like, we want more. I get it. We're all ready for more, but I think they're painting a very clear picture of what's been going on. One doc.
It's not lost on me that the Democrats just want votes from anybody they can get it from, and they don't mind letting some illegals vote either, and that's inexcusable.
Based, kind of. Stephen A. coming in with some logic and reason, and
yeah, Stephen A. has been on crack. But Stephen J. and the other Stephen J. We gotta get out of here. I'm hungry, people.
I got a cheeseburger waiting for me.
I don't know. Hey, Kevin, I didn't even see you in there.
Yeah, he just popped in a little bit ago.
Yeah, I didn't see you in here. No, when I'm hosting links and I'm not usually on the page with Jay. I didn't even know my camera went on. No, actually, Whispers is coming on. Yeah, no, Whistle. I always say Whispers because we used to have a show on the network called Whispers.
Yeah, this is Whistle. Don't whistle at night with the Yazzie boys.
Whistle at night. I imagine it'll be like just a couple seconds. Now we're getting ready to get out of here, but I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and the chat. No, there was a lot of good stuff tonight. There's a lot of good clips. Well, I should have spread them out a little bit so we had a little bit more talk time in them, but just some stuff we wanted to get over, stuff that you need to get out of the system now because a week from now, 2 weeks from now, it's not going to be relevant anymore. Well, we're moving into the election cycle, but the AP, the American Polling Company, basically has Trump for the last month. The two polls we've done, one's got him at 47, one's got him at 48%.
Yeah, and nationally, I think he's trending around 49. So he's right. His numbers are pretty good. I mean, strong.
Yeah. Well, no, of course he's got low numbers on CNN and ABC and all of them. That's what they do. I mean, that's because it's liberals. I don't know about Fox polls. I know if Fox have got low numbers, that means their audience has changed considerably because One American News and Newsmax don't. They got high numbers for Trump. So that means all the conservatives. So if Fox is starting to see low numbers of Trump, that means they're starting to get infiltrated by liberals.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, on that note, we got to go.
Yeah, don't forget to watch Sean's show tomorrow night and grill him about his date tonight.
Oh, yes. Everybody be sure to go see Sean and say, Sean, how was your date, man? Can we meet your date, man? Now it's making me nervous because I told him I was coming up to chaperone. I'll be there in the morning, but I'm chaperoning. Yeah, could you see me on a date with you? Hey, let's have a little room there, people. No touching. We don't know each other. We'll be touching now. Who's paying for dinner? Anyway, thanks again, guys. Sorry if y'all were listening on Facebook tonight. I guess I had a little heart attack. Everything else seemed to be working fine. So thank you again for tuning in to United Public Radio, the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, UPR on Talk Radio, and the parent group itself. And of course,